I'm Jamie, and welcome to Sci-Fi Vision for July 10th. I'm here with my co-host Scarlet. Hello.
But wait, what's that? It's freaking Chamberlain. I've been gone for a while. Now I'm back again.
I love
That
that,
gets
but
stuck in my head so much. I've seen this episode like 4 times.
I keep trying to remember though, like what, because I don't know, it's just something I've heard, but I know there's a song that reminds me of. There's some kind of music that's like really screamy like that, and I don't know what it is, and it's
It's
driving
the
me nuts.
extreme metal stylings of Gregor's hammer.
I mean, in real life, there's some kind of I don't know. It's like a I know it's definitely like a heavy metal high muncher. Yeah, see,
Well, there's
made
probably
it
a
in
lot
time.
of them like that.
No, I'm sure there is. I just it's reminding me of something specific, and I'm not sure what it is, but I don't know. But tonight, yes, we'll be talking about and the Hangover from Hell, which is the 8th episode. So, and then also I am going to. I actually remembered. I don't always, but I'm going to put the Discord link in the chat. If by chance you're here and have not joined our Discord, please do so because you can see the link to our watch parties, our schedules, all that good stuff. We tomorrow at 11 is Revival that I have with Lori, and if you missed our interview with Rami, who plays M, we had done the other day. You can Romy. See, I'm still doing it. I'm saying
think
no.
of the city Rome and add a Y to it. That's what.
Well, no, the thing is I so many times watched that I watched that interview to make sure I got it right, and then found out he said it wrong. That didn't help me.
Yeah.
But anyway, our interview with Romy Weltman, Romy, for
well, I mean, they have that Rami and Michelle's high school reunion too movie, which messes me up.
Yeah.
But I think names are important, so.
Yeah, no, it's good to get it right. But anyway, if anybody wants to watch that and you missed it, you can still stream it via the live tab. And then starting on Sunday, which is a Saturday night at midnight, assuming that it does drop at Saturday night at midnight, we'll be having our watch party for the Institute. So make sure that you join us then. And then Sunday at 11, we're going to have our first deep dive into the Institute. Myself, Lori, and you're going to be there this time at least, right? I know you're not going to be able to make them all, but
okay, yeah, maybe great. All of them. It's up in the air at this point.
Well, I hope you come.
My coworker can't make up her mind if she wants to go to Texas or not.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope that that you come. But anyway, so people make sure you check that out, and we'll also at least the first week we should be able to have a watch party on Sunday night. Might do it every week still. We'll see how it goes if people want to do both, but we should at least this week be able to, because I don't know if everybody's going to realize it's on at midnight, but it's definitely on 9 o'clock on Sunday. But yeah, that live stream is at 11 on Sunday. And then on Monday, Karen and AJ and I will have our review that's a little bit less deep dive into the Institute. But hopefully we'll also be good. Yeah, and at some point, Tony Teflin's going to be joining us. I left him an email, so we'll see what episode he's coming to join us. But at
and
some
Phil
point,
too. I'm excited about Phil the Issues guy.
And Phil too. Sorry, I always forget that. I'm used to hearing everybody say Tony Teflon. Yes, Phil too. Sorry about that.
Co-hosts never give respect.
Yes, no, that's my fault. Yes, they will both be coming to join us and to talk about the Institute. So yeah, that'll be fun. All right.
Yeah, I have something to say to Justin. It's not quite rapping because it's metal. It's more like just growling. It's like, whoa. Yeah. He does all that kind of like weird, like drunken, like. Blah, blah, blah,
what is that? I feel like what it reminds me of is something that I know Weird Al Yankovic had like in a medley or something, but I don't know what the original song is. That's why. But it's like a clown or something like dressed up in I'm like seeing the clip of like his part. I don't know what the original is, but I think that's what I'm thinking of. It's like some kind of crazy heavy metal.
I was just thinking of all those black metal or death metal bands that do that Cookie Monster voice.
Yeah, his gonna kill your throat doing that. I clearly can't do it. I just sound like I'm gonna hack.
Speed metal too. It's like.
Yeah, no, that was great though. I mean, I don't know that he would want to do a whole song like that, but it'd be funny if they.
Oh, it was great. This is what the Librarians is at its best. Let me tell you.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. I enjoyed hearing him sing for that, and or growl,
When it's
whatever, and or growl, whatever
chaotic
you want
and
to call it.
crazed and goofy, I mean, that's perfect.
Yeah, no, would they could
That's why I
have one
watched
that was.
this 4 times.
Yep, they could have somebody come in and be some kind of artifact that makes them like yeah, like stuck on him, and that would be funny. I would enjoy that. Um, and then also while we're here, I know we had talked about because you were going to sing it for that. You said when we were talking about it that we did find out that Murderbot has been renewed for a second season. Yay!
Mm-hmm.
I say yay! Yay! The good shows
Yay!
get renewed,
Are you supposed to
right?
sing something?
No, I just remember you said you
Murderbot,
wanted.
Murderbot, yay, yay, Murderbot. It hasn't been
Yay!
canceled. It's Murderbot. It's Murderbot.
It's Murderbot. I still gotta figure out how to get that theme that I had started working on. I gotta finish it. I never figured out how to use the rest of that program. I need to do so because I got like the beginning of a song, just not the end of a song. Then we have like a little like a thing we can put up too if we take a break or something, and it can play music and people can listen to it.
Does it have a sci-fi vision chorus? Like
Yeah,
sci-fi
yeah, I
vision.
had a sci-fi vision when I started too, but I couldn't get it to be fast enough. I wanted more of a rap, and it's not a rap. It's
Rap.
too emo. Well, not a whole rap, but like the chorus sounded better, like it's sort of a
Mm.
quick rap. I'll show it to you sometime. I'll have to play it, but it's yeah, it was too emo. I don't know, it didn't come out right, but have to work on that at some point.
I would think it would be more space and like the ending credits of Murderbot, that like little
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, those credits are awesome. I love those credits. All righty. So let's before I was gonna say before we start, what about this? Justin says if we all woke up hungover with no memories of what happened and we were in trouble, what's your first act? I think somebody drugged me because I don't know that
Hair of the
I'd
dog.
love to let that happen, but I don't know, maybe. But what would I do first? I don't know. What would you do first?
Hair of the dog.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, take some kind of thing to get rid of your hangover. That's a good answer.
I'd probably try to remember what would be my first act.
Yeah, why we
But
were
I've
all
never I've
drinking.
never like gotten so hungover I don't remember what happened the night before. I've
Right,
never
right.
even
No,
really
I
been
have.
that hungover when I drink. I don't really get hungover. Some people get really hungover. I'm like, I've never experienced
I,
what other people
you
experience.
know, I don't even tend to get that drunk. I get kind of
Yeah.
like giggly, and then I get sleepy, and I fall asleep before I can get drunk. That's pretty much what happens.
I started seeing doubles, so as soon as I started seeing double, that's probably a time to stop drinking.
Oh no, I've never gotten that far. I have gotten like kind of dizzy from it, but not from seeing double. Oh, but I do have a funny story though. Whenever I went, well, it's funny now. It wasn't funny then. Whenever I was at the Defiance press tour, they had a like a signature drink they made with absinthe. And
Nice.
this is in Canada, granted. I wanted to try it, and I do not drink a lot, so I was like really. That was I think probably the only time I was actually like really feeling drunk. I had trouble getting. I like went. I remember going into the elevator and trying to get back to my room, and I remember I was trying to text somebody and I'm like typing, and I don't know. It was like it just wasn't working. That was kind of funny. But yes, absinthe is very, very strong, even if you take a little tiny bit, which I found out very
Well, you're
quickly.
supposed to loosh it with water. They have little
Well, I
fountains
don't
they
know if
put.
they had. It was whatever they made. They had mixed stuff together
I
at
mean,
the
taking a
bar.
shot of absinthe defeats the purpose of the absinthe ritual in the fountain and everything to make a loosh. Everybody
Well,
out there.
that I don't know about. I just know they had a signature mixed drink, and I
Yeah.
didn't drink very much, and it was strong.
Yeah,
So,
sometimes they just coat the glass with that for that anise flavor. That kind
yeah,
of
I don't know. I mean, it was
licorice
good. I
flavor.
remember liking it, but yeah, I just remember I
Too bad you
was
can't
like
come over to my house. I can make you some killer absinthe cocktails.
yeah, someday. But yeah,
I got like
I
3
think that's
bottles of
probably
it in my house.
the drunkest I've usually been. Usually I fall asleep and I'm really boring because I fall asleep, but I do.
I'm kind of proud that they did drinking jokes because a lot of people try to steer away from drinking jokes, and I think they're funny.
Yes, yes, they can be. They can be. I really enjoyed this. I would have liked to have seen more of like them actually drunk though. I mean, I know we didn't get
Yeah.
to see that. We got to see just Vikram, but that might have been funny. It
Yeah.
would have been funny.
Well, then you get
That
the ridiculous stuff like that huge Long Island iced tea. That's ridiculousness. It could be their
Yeah,
memories, though. I think it might be his memory of this. Oh, this
yeah, I
drink was
think it's
really
his
big.
memory. I don't think they really gave him a glass that big. That was funny, and I
I
love
was
he's
hoping
like,
they gave him a glass that big.
no, it was great, and I love that they're with the fuzzy navel. He's like, they're made out of navels.
Hmm.
No. Let's see. Jim asks us, has anyone seen the movie Rashomon
Oh,
or any of the many
Rashomon.
retold stories from a different point of view?
A long time ago, Jim.
Okay, I was gonna say I haven't.
Have you seen any Kurosawa films? It's Kurosawa, right?
I don't know. I haven't seen
I
Kurosawa.
was just asking the chat.
Oh,
I was
okay.
trying to
I
get a
thought you were
feel for
asking
the
if I'd
chat.
seen Kurosawa films. I see. But no, I don't know. Justin saw it. So
No,
yeah.
because
Some
I
people,
think isn't there a US version of it? There's some American movie that is based on it, but I cannot remember what it was. Chat help.
yeah, I don't know, but there's a lot of stories that have that trope of telling different versions of events, and they're all some are more believable than others. I feel like one of the shows that we cover, they did that, and I'm trying to think of what it was. I don't know, but yeah. Either way, I enjoyed this episode, and I liked seeing their different versions of events. Although it is going to be hard to kind of, I think, go through by pictures though, because a lot of it's like the same stuff repeated. So I feel like I'm probably going to be reading more specifically from the thing. Girls attacked and murdered multiple people, which tell different. Oh, okay. Sounds like an episode of something. I don't know. but so we start out. I like
Well,
how it.
there's so many American directors that take a nod from Kurosawa, so there could be so many.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. I mean, I've never seen any of his stuff. But
oh yeah, I know what this movie is. Yeah, I have seen it. Justin and Jim. But there's an American version of it. It'll come to me. I'll just we'll be talking about something else, and I'll just say this movie title, and you'll be like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, well, hey, if you think of it, let us know.
Because I remember some interview with an American director, and he was like, "Oh, I'm surprised people don't know that I'm just retelling the story of Rashomon," and I'm like, "Yeah, that is like that, but I can't remember which one it is."
I don't know.
I think it's like a Western. It's like a Clint Eastwood Western.
Oh, okay. Chat? Then I wouldn't know the answer to that, definitely.
Yeah. A little fuzzy.
Like Westerns. The only there's two Westerns, and they aren't really Westerns that I like. Firefly and Westworld.
Westworld. Yeah.
Well, I liked Outer Range. I did like that, but usually I tend to not really like Westerns. I usually get turned off right away if it starts out as a Western.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Someway. Early Kurosawa film. See, I all said Seven Samurai was Magnificent Seven. Well, that's a different film, but yeah, that's how they.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's so much influence.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a good director.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I've definitely heard of him. I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. Because I haven't seen it, but I was good. I was starting to say though, I feel like I worry I'm going to be reading a lot, because it's going to be hard to differentiate what's what from the pictures, because a lot of it's like the repeated scene over and over again. So
yeah, but everybody has a different thing. Like Charlie has 40s film noir, and Connor has a James Bond, and Lisa has her Barbie 90s fantasy where everything's bright pink.
Oh, it was a different. See, I didn't notice the color in her.
You didn't notice that? You didn't notice when it went black and white?
No, I noticed the black and white. I didn't notice it being pink with Lisa. I mean, I guess
it's really pink. It's like, let's be besties and live in the Barbie dream house.
I had not noticed that.
Pink. It's so pink.
I mean, now that I think about it, I do, but I didn't specifically notice that. What was Vikram's? Was his different, or was his just the real version of events?
I think that was just the end. I don't think that was the tie-in ending.
Yeah,
Maybe it was the real one. You might be right. It might be the
it
closest
might
because he
be.
was in the other room when all this when a
Well,
lot of
that's
this
what he does say, that the spell didn't affect him because he was busy. Well, basically, was drunk while she did.
Yeah, so
did
he
it.
was just drunk.
Yeah, so he dismissed it and he was drunk, and then once his drunkenness wore off, he was able to remember, and that was why. So, but yeah, so we get all different versions after the Hangover from
I
Hell.
like that too because it tells you a little bit about each character's background.
It does. It does. Jim says, which is true, Vikram was playing the role of the observer, trying to figure out the truth from all the versions. Yeah, he's the one that said, hey, let's all put them together and figure out like a puzzle. So that was definitely smart on his part. I've heard of you. You know why I've heard of you? I was going to say I've heard of Yojimbo. You know why it's mentioned in X-Files. That's why I've heard of Yojimbo. Not because I actually know what it is. That Mulder said Yojimbo at one point. So that's not helpful. Sorry, but that's all I can say. All right. So we start off at the beginning, and I was going to say I really like how it starts off with the end, and then it wraps back around as we see each of them. But it starts with him coming down the hall, and all of his friends are pushed down the stairs with some kind of magical blast, and then he's eventually pushed down over the balcony with this blast, and a woman's voice.
Nice shot here. I'm glad you got the still of the blast.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. I like when you can see the stuff like that in the frame, but usually
it's like the ice willow blast.
Yeah, the ice woman blast, and there it is again as he's falling. Why I needed to take one as he was falling, I'm not sure, but it looks kind of
good
cool.
though. It's good.
No, yeah, it looks good.
Good captures.
You notice that the whole time he's still holding on to his walking stick. He's not letting go.
Yep.
So that's good. You know what's interesting, and I don't know that I don't think it means anything. I think it's just the way this place is, because I don't think this is a set. I think this is a real location. But that's kind of shaped like an eye, that room. As I'm looking at something, it's kind of an eye. That's cool.
I thought you were going to say ritual chamber, but I get what you're saying.
That too.
Yeah, like a sacred circle in the middle, like a magical circle. With the rings on the outside too.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just cool. I happened to see it because you could even say there's a pupil and an iris.
Yeah.
I noticed it as interesting. But he falls, and somehow, even though he fell straight on his back, he didn't get hurt. Which
he's a librarian.
Right. He's a librarian, but they don't have any protective powers, do they? I mean,
I don't know.
Kind of question he didn't get hurt. Well, I don't think they do.
Super
I don't know.
back strength.
I guess so. I think falling from that height probably would have hurt him or broke something, but
maybe it's part of the enchantment that they're not really hurt once the enchantment's broken. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Yeah.
It's magic.
It's cool though. I like the way that they shot it over, an overhead shot like that, and then him waking up. What is up with the clothes though, Vikram? You need to somebody dress you. That's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know why he wore. I mean, hey, it's Vikram.
He's gonna party. He's partying up.
It's all good. The Librarians, next chapter in the Hangover from Hell. Yeah, this is the last one I had originally seen before I got sent more that I thought was near the end. So I saw this long time. Well, it feels like a long time ago. Clear back before the show started, so it's been a while. So I'm glad that I had time to do the watch party and rewatch it. So, also that reminds me, because I just saw her name on screen. I did put up the interview with Jessica Green that you guys can check out in the video tab. The text version of it at scifivision.com is actually up as well this time too. But yeah, so guys can check that out. That was a fun interview. I like that. It was a lot of fun. I always forget though that, I'm always like that a lot of times with accents. When I talk to somebody, I'm like, oh, I forget you're not American, because I don't know. I don't expect them to have way different accents.
I think they've been using that to good effect in the show, breaking their own. Yeah.
Well, I know, especially they've done it a couple times with Bluey, but in this one, it's British. It's not his real one.
But still, it's in the same neighborhood.
Yeah, no, it is. It's still not American Sisterhood. I like the consistency that since he isn't wearing his embroidered coat, he's wearing a pendant with the same design. Ooh, is it? Let me see. Wait, I gotta look at his pendant now. Does it show? Oh,
It's
that doesn't show
important.
it. That one.
Style's important, man.
That's cool if it looks like that. I didn't notice the pendant. That's cool. I would like to know though where the glass came from. I'm like not sure. I'm backing up. I know. Was there glass on the railing? Because I don't understand why he had glass on him and like
I
glass.
thought that was ice. I thought that was ice from the
Oh, okay. It
sculpture.
just looks like glass on. That makes sense. Yeah, that was a dumb thing to say. You're right. I forgot that there was ice. Because I was going to say it looks like glass.
I don't know where that ice sculpture is though. It's broken. It's melting.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, either way, I don't even know if he was supposed to be there when the ice sculpture broke, though. So.
Oh, there's another Dublin.
Because he was one of the ones that said, "Yeah, I know." He's probably got relatives working with him. His daughter is in I forget which episode. His daughter's in one of them. He talked about it in the interview. I had figured out which one it was, but I forget without going back and looking. But yeah, his daughter's in one of them, so that's pretty cool. So we have that to look for. But yes, there is ice because Connor there has that big ice chunk in his leg.
Yeah, that's gross. That's gross.
I also am not sure that it makes sense to be like, we can't pull it out because it's compressing but yet we can wait till it melts when it'll stop compressing it and it'll still bleed out, right?
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, no, I just thought it was funny she said that because if he was going to bleed out, he would bleed out from that. But
there'd probably be blood coming up to the wound, I would think, with ice.
Yeah, there should be. But to be fair, this isn't meant to be a gory show. So
this is supposed to be a tongue-in-cheek kind of show here.
Yeah, so they don't need to be super realistic. But Vikram is glad that they are all safe, relatively, and alive, for sure. But yeah, Charlie says they can't pull it out, and they'll have to wait till it melts. I just thought it was funny because obviously, if it melts, it's the same thing as pulling it out. But anyway. They tie it, or Vikram ties his sash or whatever around Connor, so he can sit, and they're all quite hungover. That's the idea of the episode. But none of them remember anything, and Liza starts telling them, she at least remembers they were at her best friend Suki's bachelorette party that she was hosting, and yeah, nobody remembers it at all, but she starts telling her about that. Now, this is her flashback too, though, right? Or is this like before we get to the flashbacks? Because this to me doesn't look pink.
No, Charlie's is the first one. It's black and white.
Right. So
I think they're just cleaning it up.
Okay, so this is like the actual events then that we start to see at the beginning?
Yeah, I think they're just cleaning up after.
Okay, well, it's still part of the flashback. I just was confused because I don't see like I don't see it being pink. That's why I was confused.
Well, it's not pink because it's not her flashback. They're just cleaning up.
Well, no, but okay, so they all remember the cleanup then. That's weird,
I thought they were just cleaning up after
No, because they're still sitting out in the lobby on the couches because they show them after. Which I have to question, why do they remember? They seem to remember some of it, so I don't know. It's a little confusing, but anyway.
Or maybe she remembers the beginning before,
they remember. That makes sense. They remember
the fairies and the drinking and the the shenanigans.
Funny none of the other ones remember anything though. So
or is this before Suki even came?
Yeah, this is I think before Suki came.
Yeah, so maybe this is like she remembers the part before.
Shenanigans. Yeah, Jim says their stories didn't vary until a certain point. So what we see at first is true. That makes sense. But I'm just kind of there. Why is she the only one that actually remembered there was a party? That's what is a little confusing to me because
they were all drunk.
They were
already
degrees
of drunkenness.
Right. Yeah,
she's probably a lightweight.
Maybe. But
she probably just drank the girl drinks. She's girl drink drunk.
Yeah, I love Vikram though.
I just like what he says. Like, what did he say about marriage? Like, it's when a woman gets out of her loneliness and then is, what was it? Forced out of loneliness and then sold to a family.
And they're like, that's not how it works.
Oh wait,
And then he
sold out
like
for a
changes it
fortune.
very slightly, and he's like, oh, she gets traded. So
Yeah,
yeah.
for family money.
Yeah. Yeah, he says sold to a man. You're right. That's what she said. So
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, that's great. Vikram is still really out of touch, and they don't so you see it. There you can see the his necklace a little better. So that's cool. I hadn't noticed the pendant. So very cool catch. All right. So then she shows her bringing Suki in.
Yeah, this is the beginning before any of the nonsense happened.
Yeah, yeah. But she
Well, other
is
than the nonsense of two people like regressing to teenagers.
Yes, I
and
was going to
squealing.
say because she gets really excited when Suki's there and she starts squealing because even Connor says something about her, the way she's acting, because she's like, oh, so excited. But hey, she's seeing her childhood friend. Yeah, like you said, regressing. See, they're back in the present. I like her shoes. They're blue. Those are awesome heels. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I just noticed that I'm like, I like her heels. You know, it's funny that I guess to be fair, Vikram was actually drunk because I was gonna say he looks like he's
Yes.
he's got his hair
Drank
all
that
like,
huge Long Island iced tea. Open
he
anybody
did,
out.
but his hair's all out of place. Looks good. It's funny. I don't know. I like seeing them all kind of having chilled out, but now they're like, oh no. He pulls multiple little umbrellas
the
out.
umbrella gags keep coming. I love it.
Yeah, well, it's like his flask gag. It's like a play on that. So yeah, she does tells them as they're discussing it that all of Suki's flights had been canceled. And they say, I forget who says, but one of them says they're the backup guests. So yeah, basically she invited them because Suki couldn't get any of her friends there. And Charlie asks her, what if the library needs them? And Liza is like, we could use with a day off. And Connor, which I agree with them, is like, where is Liza? And what have you done with her? Since when is she like, you did not work? And that's when she's like jumping up and down and all excited. So yeah. She is happy to see her friend. I went a little bit ahead in the pictures. Again, I'm going to be getting mixed up because I'm trying to read it with this a little bit more. But she does ask why they're not staying at her castle, but she rented out the chateau. Although I have to wonder, I feel like if you owned a castle, I mean, from an outsider's point of view, why would you spend money renting a chateau?
Yeah, I know. Chateaus have got to be expensive. A whole chateau.
I want to stay at the castle, right? Although the castle is also a museum and everything else. But I'm just saying, like, I'd be like,
not that they couldn't escape magic here by going to another location.
Yeah, I think it'll fix things. It obviously didn't work, but yeah, somehow she has, even though she is trying to get money for her company and that, she had money to rent out.
She's trying to get money for research.
For a whole chateau.
She can eke out a little money for her friend and get the chateau.
Yeah, well, yes, but I question that renting out a whole chateau is not a little bit of money, but I don't know. I've never tried, so I don't know.
I don't know. Some places in Eastern Europe are amazingly affordable.
I guess that's true. It depends where it is and how long it is, but the way she said it made it definitely sound like it was expensive. But they start remembering a little bit. And the one thing that they do focus on a lot is the ice sculpture, because Liza thinks she fell down the stairs into the sculpture. At this point, Connor's like, that's how you got impaled. But later on, he says, when he remembers a little bit more, that he thinks he broke it. So yeah, they all are having completely different versions of events. But Vikram, who thinks, I'm just not going ahead on the pictures because the next ones are Charlie's thing. That's why I'm still on the same photo. But Vikram makes a point of saying that his memory is so much better than theirs, but even he can't remember.
He's a librarian.
Because he's the librarian. But therefore, he had to have been charmed or hexed. And I love Charlie. It's like, or blacked out drunk. You had too many grueling cocktails.
Charmed.
All his fuzzy navels. Which I have to say, I like fuzzy navels. Fuzzy navels are one of the few alcoholic drinks I like. I do not like anything that tastes like alcohol. So fuzzy navels.
I like a good whiskey.
Oh.
I mean, it's good if it's good. If it's good quality, like the Japanese make a good whiskey that's like really smooth.
I've never tried, to be fair, I've never tried Japanese whiskey, but I I've tried whiskey. Anything that tastes like alcohol, I tend to
Yeah.
really, really hate.
I mean, if you drink bottom shelf stuff, yeah, it's gonna be horrible.
No, I mean, I've tried good stuff too, because a
Yeah.
lot of times with the press things, like they'd have open bars. I just do
Oh.
not, I don't like the taste of alcohol. Even if I make myself like a drink, like a fuzzy navel like that, like I don't usually even make stuff very strong just because I
Mhm.
don't like the flavor. I
Yeah.
still never found out though, the one drink I had in Florida that they made, we were on, it was also at the press tour. It was at Halloween Horror Nights. It was
Mm.
so good. It tasted like cherry, just like a cherry drink. And I've been
Mhm.
told by multiple people it was probably a slow gin fizz, but it did not taste
Hmm.
like when I tried to make that later. Because when I tried to make that later, that tasted like shit. So either I don't know what I'm doing, which could be the case, or
You can't place any other ingredients other than
no, I
cherry?
mean, I looked up how to make a slow gin fizz and I tried to make it and it did not, it tasted like
No, I
alcohol.
meant anything else than the one that you had specifically.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it
Okay.
was. It was just they gave them out. I
Yeah.
don't know why everybody got the
Because I
same
mean,
drink
it could
form.
have made something very specific for that night and
It
not a
might have
slow
been.
gin
It
fest.
might have been, but that was the suggestion I've had from multiple people since it tasted just like cherry. But it was so good. It was strong, but it was really good. That was
Mm.
probably the best drink I ever
That's how they
had. I
get
wish I
you.
asked what it
That's
was.
how
Yeah,
it
I know, but
sneaks
I wish
up
I
on you. It
yeah.
sneaks up on you when it's fruity.
It does. It does. That's why fruity drinks can be, as Vikram has discovered, they
Yes.
can be bad. So yeah, he thinks he should remember, but he has been drinking definitely. And although I would think with the amount of flasks and everything and all the drinking he did before, you would think he wouldn't be affected that quickly. But that's right though, she did drug him though too, so that's a
And
good
that's
point.
what I'm saying. The fruity drinks catch up on you.
Mhm. Yeah, yep, he's
He's
used to
just drinking
drinking
out
like
of a flask. He's not drinking like a huge, like monumental size Long Island
that's
iced tea.
true. That's true. That's true. Jim said the castle has the annex, and it's always been best to keep friends far from the library's weirdness. Not that it worked. Yeah, I think that this definitely backfired. Which, when we get to that, I do have a question with that because we had the whole thing where the library makes people forget, but yet it seemed to
Hmm.
be absolutely no problem with telling Suki about the library.
Yeah, but doesn't it just gradually fade away? Like she knows, and then it'll just start falling out a little
Maybe,
bit. Kind of like Connor's friend,
maybe.
just kind of slowly
I didn't think of that. I guess it's possible
dissipates.
she would forget, but they just did tell her without really worrying about it. Um, no, I do not smoke pot. Sorry, Justin. Do you smoke?
Questions from the chat. I don't
I
either, and I don't like the smell of it. I'm okay with people doing it as long as I don't have to smell it. I don't like the smell.
no.
It
The
makes
only
me
thing
angry. I'm one of
I
those few
mean, I
people
have.
that the pot smell will make me angry, and I've actually tried, but it made me angry.
That's interesting. I mean, I was gonna say I have like for pain, I have like oil that's got like cannabis
Mm,
in it, but that's about
mm-hmm.
the
Not gonna
closest
eat
I've
some
run out.
brownies, make some brownies,
No, but you want to know
edibles.
something funny though? My dog gets it's not really pot, it's cannabis oil, but she gets it because
Sure.
well, it's to calm her down mostly, but
Dog high.
and she'll get just like really sleepy. It's
Jamie's
funny.
making her dog high. Dog's like,
No,
I'm so high right now.
hey, I didn't prescribe it. The vet
Whoa.
prescribed it, but it's funny because we didn't give it to her a few nights, and I was telling my family, I'm like, that's probably why she's so like hyper and wide awake because she's been getting it every night, and suddenly she doesn't have it to knock her out. But
Yeah.
it does calm her down. It works really well. So yeah. Um, Jim, also look at how many umbrellas he had in such a short period of time. No matter how used to drinking or you can never do it. You are right, you can. And I think Vikram probably knowing Vikram, like I say that like I'm a good friend of his, knowing Vikram, he probably thinks he can hold his liquor and probably just kept going and didn't, even try to stop.
And we don't know if those glasses were exaggerated.
Yeah, we don't know. But he also was drunk too, that because they said that Suki's sleeping drugs or what medicine or whatever was
Oh,
in it, right?
that Valerian or whatever it is. Valerian?
Yeah, something,
Valerian?
some kind of
Valerian? Herbal?
yeah,
Like
something.
there's
I don't know.
vervain too. It does the same thing.
Okay. Well, yeah, this it would knock you out. So anyway, they're trying to remember, and this is where Vikram's like, we all need to put our heads together, think about, tell what our version of events are, and then we can put it together. So this is where we start the flashbacks. We have Charlie's flashback, who everything is film noir, and she's dressed, I don't know, like a detective kind of in her trench coat and beret. Why? I don't know, but I love it either way.
That's what I'm saying, though. The way they remember it, it says a lot about Charlie that I didn't know. Just from this.
Yeah.
You didn't have to say anything. That's the beauty of, like, show, don't tell.
Yeah. But I love the costumes, all of them, and even just the way they act. But I love Vikram in all of these, where he's like trying to figure out what like doesn't understand a photo, and he's like sticking his face.
So he's putting his hand in front of the lens.
Yeah, he clearly does not know what how a photo gets taken, which is common sense that he wouldn't, but it's funny. But yeah, so then he comes out and he's like, "That's what where we just were," and he's like, "Oh my god." He's seen cell phones at this point in Cat's videos. Like, he clearly knows what a photo is, but I guess it's instant. I would think.
Well, he's never been in a photo booth before.
Yeah, but I mean, I would think would have played with a cell phone camera, so I would think it wouldn't be that like shocking to see an instant photo. But it is funny. It's cool. I like it, and I like his suit. He looks good. I like it. So let's see. They're talking about the picture there. But whenever Connor's like, "Why are you wearing a trench coat?" She's like, "This is my story." And when they do that, I always think it's funny because so whenever she's telling this story, because she's telling it, we're seeing the visuals. Does she actually say, "I'm wearing a trench coat and a beret"? And Vikram,
maybe.
They do.
It was a dark and stormy night.
The dark and stormy night. Yeah. No, it's just they do that in a lot of shows, and I always wonder, like,
well, places this Dame Suki showed up, she had to choose my chateau.
Yeah. I love that flower wall too. It looks better in that. The flower wall looks better in colors, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, Suki wanted to put away the engagement ring so she didn't lose it while she's dancing, which I don't know that I also found, and this is a little nitpick. Granted, it's not important, but it's just I question, like, most people, when they have an engagement ring, they don't like go take it off all the time. It's like, I'm dancing. This is like the most dangerous thing in the world that it's going to go flying off because
maybe it's loose.
Maybe. Well, it was.
Maybe
cracked.
That's what's suspicious. Maybe that should have been their first level of suspicion.
It probably should have been.
Why is she taking it off all the time?
Yeah, but somehow Charlie ends up carrying her luggage, but she's glad she did because she hears Suki on the phone talking about convincing Lysa to sell the castle. Now, as is a lot of times with these kind of stories, I think everybody's story has a version of the truth in it. It's just they're a little bit. I know what I was thinking of that had different versions. I should know that it always goes back to X-Files.
X-Files.
That's what I was thinking of right now, syzygy. Because I'm thinking of like Mulder and Scully's movie. But anyway, I think everybody's version has some truth in it. And like her hearing her say, "Oh, I'm trying to convince Lysa to sell the castle." That part clearly probably happened, but it just wasn't in, she took it out of context. We later find out the ring is fake, so she probably doesn't want it. You're right, but she took time to go back to the room to lock it in the safe. Although I wonder if it was just a kind of way to be like, "Hey, look, I got an expensive ring. It's so expensive, I got to lock it in the safe." It might have just been.
Yeah, it's a flex. She's flexing.
Yeah. So yeah, she goes to tell Lysa. These pictures are awesome. And we see Gregor's hammer.
Yeah. And, I'm so glad they're in this.
Yeah, I know. Well, I had been waiting for them to come back. Like, you knew something was going to happen that was going to bring them back. It was kind of a given. But he has on the hippie glasses that Vikram can't figure out why he's different. It's like the glasses are kind of obvious. But yeah, so she talks to them, and Suki, in this version of events, Suki is really bitchy and is yelling at the party planner, which whether or not she really was, I don't know. She may have been. She seemed like she could have been. Excuse me. The party planner's name is Viola, and I know that she's upset she didn't hire a DJ, that she got this live band who doesn't know what they're doing. But
You know
I
the
know.
what word is in her name? Vila.
Yeah, Viola. It is kind of Vila.
Viola.
It is kind of
Vila.
Vila. But I think this is the one where Lisa gets upset that she was to begin with had a party planner. Like, she hired a party planner for her own party that Lisa was throwing. So I think no matter what, this lady's a bitch. Like, even if we're seeing like a side that isn't accurate, she's still like, who does that, right?
Yeah, it's another flex. She's just flexing.
She's flexing a lot.
Power move.
Yeah, I like to think Vikram is sensing the magic on the guy from Gregor's hammer, but he gets convinced it's just the glasses. That's a good take. I like that too. I would hope that Vikram maybe would recognize something could be, a little bit off there. I'm just glad we finally got something with Gregor, because it was, has been kind of festering since the pilot, I feel like, or at least I feel like it had, like,
yeah,
it's coming. So it was nice to get that happening. But yeah, this is where we meet Viola the Vila. And we can talk about the Vila thing later too. I was trying to read your really quick, read what you sent. Because I definitely, when I heard Vila, thought of, like I said, Harry Potter Vila. That was the only kind of Vila I knew of. But whether that's what they meant or not, I don't know, because it doesn't necessarily fit.
Well, it's Slavic, so it fits, so that's cool. I mean, they got the area down.
Right. No, I just mean like when I think of Vila, like it's not, it has nothing to do with hatred or anything else, but it's, I don't know, it's something from folklore, and I'm sure there's more than one version of that kind of thing, folklore. So, oh, so was that? Okay. So, she tries to tell Lisa what she heard, but she doesn't want to listen to her. And then here's where they're giving him the cocktails, like, try this. Yeah, and she's trying to tell her what happened. She says, oh no, I'm sorry, this is when she's talking to Suki. She tells her to give her friends a chance, because she's wanting to not be she doesn't like her friends. She says something about, them being weird. And I don't know if this is where she says that she was helping out Vikram learn modern conveniences, basically. I think that's
he was in a cult.
Yeah, that he was in a cult, and he had
that was pretty early on. But then I remember Suki saying the one guy was the internet, like, oh, he's like, conspiracy theorist on the internet.
Technology. Yeah, he's had no technology. I'm explaining it to him. Because how do you explain Vikram, really? I mean, it's kind of hard to.
But I'm just saying, with Connor, she didn't like him because he was online conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, she definitely does say that. Actually,
I don't know why she didn't like Charlie.
In this conversation, yeah, because she says Charlie has a resting bitch face.
Oh, resting bitch face.
That's why, I don't know. But they're also, I must not have had a picture of it, but Charlie does talk to the party planner about Suki at one point. But yeah, so she wants her to talk to her friends and get to know them, but she thinks she's wasting her time with them. And yeah, she says Connor's a conspiracy theorist, and she calls Charlie the girl with the resting bitch face. And I love this scene where
it's such a long scene about resting bitch face.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, yeah, this is still that part. I got the right one. I think this is the right clips, where I love that Vikram is asking what it is, and they're like, her and Connor are making fun of Charlie's expression of what a resting bitch face says. No, it's like this. Oh, Charlie's a little too serious sometimes, so I get it. But I like Charlie. Okay,
Vikram made one to look like he was in pain.
Yeah, they did. I wish I had gotten a better picture of that light, that heart. That looks cool. So I think that, according to my notes, if I'm on the right part, also
this is when they have a premature explosion of stuff.
Yeah, of stuff. But I was going to say, I had written.
I was going to try to make a play on words. I couldn't.
Yeah, well, It was an explosion. Yeah, I don't
It
know.
popped a
I'm not
little
sure.
bit too early, is what we're saying.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. But no, I was gonna say, at least I have written in here that I think this was the first time Vikram had sung his song in one of these clips here.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the confetti shower.
Who's that?
The confetti shower is triggered ahead of time, and Suki flips out, and Connor and Charlie try to talk her down, and she says that nobody is trying to enjoy this. And Charlie says it's not our fault. Your friends canceled their flights. And she says, what flights? So we know something there is, part of the lie that she's making up shit. And so Charlie gets the idea to pretend and be nice to her so she can get her phone. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. Let's start over. So they're like, okay. And they're all trying to have drinks and shots. And Charlie sneaks her phone away after she takes
Interesting. There's a cell phone in a 1940s film noir.
Yeah, she hasn't hidden the tech, I guess. But yeah, she takes the cell phone and she finds out that all flights to Belgrade arrived on time. So they know that she never they assume she never invited anybody. She admits it later, but it doesn't make sense that the flights were on time. But yeah, she sneaks off with the phone, and that's how she finds out. She goes off. She tells them she's getting cocktails, but she really gets the phone. But she also, at this point somewhere here, is telling Vikram to take it a little easy. There's a picture of the castle. It says she didn't invite anybody except for Lysa. Is what she's figuring, since the flights weren't delayed. But she thinks, she's just worried that Suki's trying to make Lysa sell the castle. So she wants to trying to get Lysa to listen to her so she can talk to her. But she won't listen. And so she pulls Suki away. And in the photo booth, she accuses her of taking... No, I think Suki accuses them of taking Lysa away from her home and changing her with whatever this job is, but she doesn't know what it is. And Charlie's afraid she's blackmailing her, though, which I'm not sure how she jumped to that conclusion, but
it's film noir.
Good point. But either way, she knows she's lying, and that's when the ice sculpture crashed. And this is where she's like, oh, it crashed. I hit my head. I can't remember. And Connor's like, no, I knocked over the ice sculpture. So we're going to hear his version next. But yeah, he said he knocked it over. Wait, sorry, I went too far. He said he knocked it over because he was rushing to tell Lysa that he thought Suki had a magical artifact. And Vikram does ask him where he is. And he's like, well, when I knocked over the ice sculpture, I probably dropped it because he thinks it was the ring. And this is when he starts his James Bond story with them flirting with. To begin with, she's supposed to be engaged, but apparently she's flirting with him.
Well, because he's James Bond-esque.
He is, and he's got his
women
drink.
Can't resist him. Yes, exactly.
But yeah, I love this, and he's changed his accent and everything. He's allowed to have his version, right? I mean, he tells her.
Yeah, so this is what Connor feels, in the recesses of his soul.
Yeah,
he wants to be James Bond.
Which I think is funny because it was Connor that started the whole story the last time about Charlie being a detective, and this time she sort of took that on, and now he's James Bond. But yeah, she's flirting with him, and he does notice her ring, and again we hear her saying she's going to go put the ring where it's safe as they're taking the photo.
I love how they just all go in here and they have those little signs too, and they had one where Charlie was wearing weird sunglassy things, and
one of those
the little sign that says "I do," and another one is something like "Kiss the Bride."
Yeah, I know a lot of brides have those, and they have little costume pieces and stuff to add, and signs and things. So that's kind of cool. That's a lot of fun, or can be a lot of fun. But yeah, she says she's going to put the ring somewhere, and he finds out she's going to put it in the safe. Her license, I have written down, I don't know why, license sign said, I do crew. That doesn't even make sense. Oh,
The
I
ID
do
crew.
I do crew. Yeah, it does. I'm reading it
Their
wrong.
crew, their posse, their entourage.
The I do crew. But this, I love though that Vikram's like, she wasn't flirting. I don't know if I have a picture, but Vikram's like, she wasn't flirting with you. If she was flirting with anybody, it would have been me. Like, he still has such an ego, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny. Vikram always has an ego, but I like it. It works with him.
Yeah, but Connor's whole his whole imagining is that he's so great because everybody's like, "You're so great! Oh, he's so great! He's so good looking."
Yeah, he
like in every scene, somebody's telling me how good he is, like how great he is.
He is, and it's funny. I'm curious what that says about him, because does that mean that he really is full of himself, or is it that maybe he isn't and he's maybe insecure,
He's
so
insecure. Yeah.
all the time? I don't know. Because you're right, he does, and he says things like that, and he's always saying how smart he is too. I have a better memory than you all. I can have, think better, or whatever. He's always saying something. But here he's talking to Gregor's hammer, and this is where he says that he looks different and he can't figure out what it is. And you could see there, which I didn't even notice, the guy's touching the glasses like it's the glasses.
Oh yeah, you had a picture. You had a picture a few back too where he was touching his glasses when he was on stage. Everybody really needed to notice those glasses.
Yeah, they were really foreshadowing the glasses there. But yeah,
then like Vikram's like, "Is it your hair? Did you get a tattoo? Is it a new piercing?"
Yeah, he doesn't know. Vikram, yeah, and that's funny too, because Vikram thinks he's so so smart and notices everything, and he clearly didn't notice what was right in front of him.
Noticed everything else.
Notice everything else. Based on the last episode, it's clear Connor wants approval and thinks he doesn't get enough of it. Yeah, Connor does want approval. And I think maybe that's why Connor sees himself as being the suave hero. I would have, what's funny though, I would have liked to have seen Vikram's version, like in this sense. What do you think his version would have been like though? I mean, I feel like it kind of would have been like Connor's, but way more over the top. It would have been something where everybody was adoring him.
Like he'd been like Oscar Wilde or something, like with that entourage of people laughing at everything he said. And how witty he is.
Yeah, maybe there was more of like the song thing. Like I would have liked to have seen it. Like he was on stage, they invited him on stage to sing, and like they're all like, "Oh, Vikram, you're so great." That would have been funny.
Yeah.
That would have been great. There's the ice sculpture there, which I don't know that that's ice. It kind of looks, not that I expect them that they'd actually use ice because it could get broke, but it looks really like plastic, doesn't it? At least in the picture when you look at it. So yeah, there's the ice sculpture. Now we have Vikram. There's his Long Island iced tea. It's like,
yeah,
I love that. They're all watching him like
it's ridiculously sized.
Like, what are you doing? Even the straw and the umbrella are like huge. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's like 3 of them attached to each other.
Yeah, that's great. So Charlie talks about Suki and Lysa be acting weird and wanting to know, why is Suki trying to buy the castle and all that, and trying to get them to listen to her. And I mean, I think that happens a lot of times, though. I feel like outside of this in the show, like they don't always listen to Charlie because she sometimes is like too like protective. So in this, she's a lot like, this is what we need to be doing. There's something going on, and like nobody's listening, but Connor believes her, even though he's not really listening, because he, decided that it was magical artifact. But I don't know if at this point he had thought that. I don't know.
Well, yeah, maybe she wants to take more charge and be more of a detective, and that's how it reflected in the film noir.
Yeah, because they definitely don't always listen to her. Yeah, and I that was the one thing Jessica Green did say, that like as time goes on, she'll in some of the other episodes in like season 2, she'll get to be more like letting loose. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. But Connor says that Lysa is under mind magic because he watches Suki getting her to dance. They're like doing this dance that was from when they were kids or something. But
they obviously didn't have the rights to ABBA. Too much,
Yeah,
not
I
enough money
know.
in the
They kept
budget.
saying, can't you play that? And then he started like hitting the sticks like they were going to play music, and then he didn't. And I'm like, why
Yeah.
not just use different music? It kind of defeated the
Well, you
purpose.
could say
Also
that
funny.
they're a metal band and they don't know that song, but everybody kind of knows that song. So I think it was a budgetary restraint.
Yeah, probably.
No, they
But
couldn't even sing it.
yeah, no, they
Or it's
can't.
gonna be $20,000 more than the budget.
Well, I mean, they didn't need it, but yeah, it made it funny too, though.
Yeah.
But anyway, I guess because he thinks she's under mind control. I guess the whole idea is because of the way she was getting her to act. He thought that meant she was under. I'm not sure why that meant mind control. But to him,
Bewitching, because he thought she was a witch.
yeah, either way,
Because she
he
is kind
definitely
of standing there by her clapping while she dances, and it's kind of like she's almost bewitching her into dancing.
yeah. Well, I didn't realize she wasn't dancing. You're right. She's not. That makes sense.
She's a witch.
And Liza usually isn't, doing something like that. So that would make sense. I love that he's James Bond, but he still has a nose ring. Like, that's awesome, right? I love that. It's just funny. I don't know why it's funny, but it does. That's great. But anyway, he does think that the ring is a magical artifact, and there they have the whole James Bond. I don't know what do you call that? The James Bond straw effect. I don't know what else to call it.
It's like I always call the opening credits James Bond.
Yeah, well,
I think they call it like the gun barrel or something like that.
I don't remember why he caught her, but he caught her.
Because then the premature population happen.
Oh, maybe it scared her. Yeah, I was gonna say I can't remember. Gun barrel. Okay, it's gun barrel. So you guys, you know more than I do. I just I hadn't thought about it, but you're right. It is a gun barrel. But yeah, he catches her, and he also goes to run to get it out of the safe. And there's Vikram, really drunk. I love that shot. That's great, especially with the umbrella.
I think he has his hair really slicked back too.
Yeah, he does. That's funny. Connor was trying to talk to him about Liza, but he was drunk. He wasn't listening. So yeah, he knew thought that it was the ring. So he goes up to her room, tries to steal the ring there. Well, does steal the ring. And then he ends up hiding under the bed when Liza and Suki come in. And yeah, that's Connor's version. There, he's got the ring, and then he thinks that he trips and knocked over the ice sculpture. Then we get Liza's version that she says, well, first what she says is that there was no magic. She says that she was the one that knocked over the ice sculpture, again with that. But she said that there was no magic, that she was going to tell them that she decided to leave and that she was going to sell the library. Or, well, not the library, but the castle that has the library in it, the annex in it.
I want to know how that works, or is she's just going to wait the 6 months? Isn't it supposed to be like the library goes away in 6 months?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he told them they had 6 months, and then he was going to send Vikram to the main branch. Charlie would go back to the military, and I assume they would just go back to their lives. I don't know. But yeah, what would happen to the annex? I don't know. So really, it's her library her castle to do what she wants.
Yeah, I was going to say she inherited this castle, so it'd still be intact.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a castle, I'd sell it and get the money too. If you weren't going to use, if you're using the annex, yeah. But after, if they're kicking you out, why not?
I have a castle. I'm going to be using it as a castle.
Well, yeah, but
it's me in a castle in Belgrade.
It seems like it needed fixed up though. Plus, it's got like a museum in it. It's part of, isn't it like sort of part of the college? That's what I got out of it the first episode.
Even better, part of a college. This is win for me.
I don't know. I think
Eastern Europe is beautiful. I've been there.
No, Eastern Europe is, I'm sure, beautiful. I'm saying it's beautiful, but I don't know because I've never been. But I'd love to go to Europe. But yeah, I don't know. I think if I inherited a castle, I'd probably sell the castle, get money, and then buy a house maybe there. But
blasphemy.
Well, just because you'd get a lot more money for the castle, and then you could buy a kind of house you want.
But it's a castle.
Yes, but
and the family, the legacy.
It's true. I don't know. It would be cool. I'd love to go in a castle, though. It would be cool either way to go in one.
I almost bought a kind of a castle fort in Scotland. I kind of regret it because it was only $100,000.
Oh wow, that's really cheap for that.
But it didn't have any electricity. But I thought I could make an event space and like live there.
Yeah, but you
Because I was
probably
thinking
would
about
have
how
had
to
to
live in
put,
Scotland when I was living in Scotland. I wanted to know how I could be there permanently.
but you probably would have had to put so much money into it. It would have ended up a lot more than $100,000. That's probably
Yeah,
why it was
it depends what you want to do with it. If it was just like a wedding event thing, you might not need much.
I guess that's true. Yeah, it would depend. Yeah,
Just some pretty outhouses.
I like when I've watched like some of those different shows on like HGTV.
Yeah.
And
Or I
I
could just live
remember
in it. I'll just live in it without electricity.
they had ones where people bought like castles or little pieces of land like that. Some of them were ruins, but that would be cool to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Jim says, I imagine they all use the castles where they live. I'd be curious to see what they put in their rooms. Yeah, I guess maybe they do stay there. I don't know. See, when they talked about it, thought it was part of I thought it wasn't clear. I thought it was part of the college because it had, the museum and stuff and the gift shop, but yet it couldn't have been part of the college, or she wouldn't have just inherited it and been allowed to sell it. I mean, I don't think she could sell it that easy if it was connected to the college. I guess it was just like near the campus.
So
But
is Liza and Connor, are they just gonna stay there because Charlie and Vikram are leaving, but Connor has nowhere really to go?
that's what I mean. I think they were
They're
just
just
going to
gonna be
send them back to
roommates?
whatever their normal lives were, whatever they were doing before. Which, yeah, Connor didn't really have anything other than his podcast. I assume he probably would have went back to doing that, and she would have went back to try, her grant or whatever, doing stuff. Yeah, her research.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, so anyway, the point is she's saying it's not magic, that she really was going to leave and that she had already decided to sell the castle. And it goes back to, and you're right, I did not notice the whole shift on hers. I don't know why.
You
I mean,
didn't know how pink that is? That is pink, pink, pink.
No, I see it now, but like it didn't
So pink.
I don't know, hit me of being like different. Like I knew they were dressed different, but I didn't really think about it, to be honest.
So
But
it
I
says a
definitely
lot because she wants pink, pink. She always wears blue, but her backstory inside of her is this pink, 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 pink.
Yes. Yeah, or maybe she was doing it for Suki, but yeah, I tend to think it was her. I didn't even realize Vikram. Look at Vikram. He's wearing pink too, but I love he's got like another.
I like how Charlie does have rusty bitch face in this picture.
Yeah, she's like, I'm so bored. That's great.
I like they went from like her not liking the friends being the ones that were being mean to her.
Yeah, I know. Though, what I would love to see, and I wish they had put together, because you know how like for Sandman, I remember you commented on the thumbnail I made. They had like a promotional photo of like their wedding photo that they took. And granted, it was never in the show, but they took a promotional photo. I wish that TNT had taken like promotional photos of all these different photo booth photos and put them up, because I would love to see them all. That would be awesome.
Each of all these large drinks, with all the large drinks intact.
Yeah. That's he is like really leaning weird. I don't know. That's a weird picture, but it's
well,
cool.
That drink's gonna do that to you. It's huge.
Look at Connor back there with his hippie. I'm gonna keep calling him hippie glasses. I know that's not what they are, but I'm gonna call them hippie glasses. So yeah. Lysa also mentions that Vikram's the only one that's trying to have fun. Vikram's always trying to have fun. He's enjoying it. But here, this is where she's saying, "Oh, I came up with the idea to book the band because, her DJ fell through or whatever." So in this version, Lysa did a good job with planning everything, and this is where they're doing their dance and
they're dancing together because she wants them to be together.
Yeah, and then she's out. They're talking in the bathroom here because she's upset because no one is really interacting with them, and this is where she's like, doesn't know that her friends are very good, and she's saying, well, you need to get to know them. But she does tell the Viola to get the people to get the other ones to participate since they're not doing anything. And here she's trying to make her feel better, and she's like, you'll like them if you give them a chance, and you don't have to be jealous of them because you'll always be my best friend, basically. And they're laughing around. And also somewhere here, which I don't know why I don't have a picture of it, but this is where Vikram's singing again. Let's see. Liza seems like the type to watch a video that everyone who watches it dies after 7. Dies wearing a scarf like a badass. You mean like The Ring? It sounds like The Ring, kind of. I'm not sure. But yeah, you were right with what you said, though. Here, Charlie is trying to interact, but does seem like the bitchy one, even though she's not. She seems like it in her version. So yeah, the confetti after, like I said, Vikram does sing here. And then she gives her the best friends forever necklace. I don't know why I skipped. She took her to the room. Sorry, I didn't get pictures or anything, but she took her to the room, gave her this necklace, which they had from when they were kids. And so she's, still on team Suki here, and questions why she's wanting to leave her company, or not leave her company, but not take care of the company by selling the castle, because it was so important to her before, and that she should, follow through with that. And she's like, do your friends really know you? You can sell the castle, make the money for what you need, and come back home. And she does at this point agree that that might be the best course of action. So this is where, like she had earlier said, I made this decision. And then she also explains, well, not yet. She also explains to them that she was Suki's only friend, and that she was actually the only one on the guest list. So she knows she didn't invite anybody else. She just, I guess, let her feel like she did, or pretend that she did, so she felt better. And she said that the ring wasn't expensive. It was just a cracked ring. But she wants people to believe she's something she's not. And that, no, Suki can't afford to buy the castle. She just has a real estate business that's failing, and she wanted to sell it for Liza, and wanted her to hire her. So, and she says, yeah, after 6 months, they're going to have to leave. So that's why she agreed to do it. I do think that Liza's versions of events seem the most realistic out of all of them. Because, yeah, she's the only one that isn't believing a lie, because she knows that she really said that, and that it wasn't something that Suki made up. And
but it's a weird rusy thing to do to her friend.
It's what?
It's a weird rusy thing to do to a friend, or ruse, where it's like, instead of just asking her to sell the castle, she's like, I'm gonna fake a bachelorette party.
Yeah.
Or do you think that's a villa? Do you think that's a villa doing that with the ring?
Well,
Villa power?
I don't think the bachelorette party was faked. I think they say something at one point. She said like that the wedding was called off or something. So I think originally the girl was getting married.
Oh, one of those sad things when they break it up, and then they still have the party.
Yeah, I think that,
because you got everything all set up.
Well, I took it,
and
maybe I misunderstood it. Maybe people in the chat can tell us what they think.
No, I remember now. She said she broke up. They broke up.
Right. So I think
I didn't know if she was lying about that or not, though.
Well, I took it that she broke up with him and didn't want to tell Liza, so that's why they didn't cancel it. Like, she never admitted it to her till after. But like, originally she was actually having the party because she was having the wedding, but then,
nobody came because it was called off.
Right. And she just lied to her about why. And Liza just thought she lied because she didn't have friends or whatever. But that's how I took it anyway. So this is where she says she slipped on the confetti and broke the ice sculpture. How do you like that ice?
Yeah.
But
they had to make many of those.
Yeah. They look fab. I'm assuming you mean in the wedding photos. They did. They looked great. I like those fairy lights on the wall too. That's pretty cool. The waterfall, what do you want to call them? Falling fairy lights. They're all it looks like a bachelorette party, but they're all on shrooms, heroin, and coke. You're not wrong, Justin. It does seem like that if you look at it from an outsider's perspective.
Somebody from the outside just walked in and they're like, whoa,
what happened at this party? They're probably thinking, this looks like a fun party. No.
Is Hunter S. Thompson in here? What the fuck's going on?
Yeah. Might be fun. But anyway, Vikram does make the point of saying, you can't all have knocked over the umbrella, or not the umbrella, the sculpture. I do kind of question why they all thought they knocked over the sculpture, though. Like, I guess it was just showing that their memories didn't match up.
Oh, I thought it was tied to the villa because she's an ice villa. And I thought that was just her like source of power, and it was like a connecting thing between all of them because it was
Hmm.
like fey magic.
Okay, that makes sense. I hadn't thought about it that way,
I
but
don't
yeah.
know.
No, well, they didn't
You're
really.
probably true, Barry.
All he said was that she was a Vila. He didn't really explain much about it. So, yeah, I don't know. But this is here showing where she gave him more drinks.
I like that layered drink too. That layered drink looks pretty good.
It does. It looks like it has Jello or something in the bottom of it. It's like, yeah, really. Oh well, look at all
It's
the.
like
I just
really
noticed.
sucking down on it.
Look at all the pink swizzle sticks in there. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
there's flamingos and stuff.
Yeah. So she's being really, really nice about that. They're giving him the stuff. But yeah, that's where he got knocked out there. And she's like, yes, it worked. And I don't know specifically what these pictures were about because I think I skipped something. But Lysa does say when I think she smelled the umbrella, right? She says it smells like valerian root. You had mentioned that before. That
Yeah, she smelled the toothpick on the umbrella. Yeah.
Yeah, that it's a sleeping drug that Suki had taken so that either she drugged them or somebody else used it and drugged them. They think she drugged them, but then Vikram's like, yeah, but that's what these seeds were from. And he's like, yeah, but no, because she was the one giving me the drinks, not Suki. So that they know that it has to be her that did it. And this is where he says, see, I don't know what all these are for though. That they're dealing with an ice Vila. And this is where Connor's, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out exactly where we're at. But Connor says, asks if it's the Vila that puts men in trances. And I think maybe that is more of the Vila that I was thinking it was, what Connor did, that makes men go crazy. And
yeah, it's interesting. They're linked to the souls of dead brides.
Oh, that's interesting. Now this is the.
I mean, they run around. I read a paragraph on it. They run around with bows and arrows. It's very Cupid-like, but they already had a Cupid episode, so they're probably not going to use an arrow as a relic. So a wedding ring kind of makes sense because they are like the souls of dead brides.
And I was going to say, you also, you're talking about the other kind of the one that it is. And that's why I'm saying, I don't know if the Vila that I had heard about, like that was Harry Potter, was from a different set of folk. I mean, it could be different folk tales, you know.
Well, this is Slavic, so I thought maybe they went with a Slavic angle, be it they're in Belgrade.
No, well, clearly the kind that I thought it wasn't. But that's why I'm saying, like, the fact that Connor's like, you mean it puts men in trances? I'm guessing that is that kind of Vila, that is something from folk tales, but it's a different type. And that was
what is the one from Harry Potter? I'm not familiar.
Yeah, it's like you said, Fleur Delacour. It's supposed to be that Vila. It's I think it's like I want to say it's a type of fae, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it's supposed to be that like men fall at their feet and think they're beautiful and perfect. And she's like half Vila, I think Fleur is.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so it's supposed. So that's why I'm saying like there's probably two different types.
But they're supposed to be enchanting. They're supposed to be enchanting.
Maybe. I just wonder if they put that in. I just wonder if they kind of put that in to be like, no, this isn't the kind we mean, was what I was getting at.
Well, I thought it was a Slavic one because they said they're tied to weddings, and this whole thing is like a bachelorette party.
Well, I'm also curious.
And she's also in a wedding ring.
I also should have looked at the captions because the type I'm talking about is definitely spelled different than
Vila.
Yeah, because the other one's Veela.
Okay.
Thanks.
And the plural of it, the plural of Vila is vile, which I find great. I don't know that's where the word vile comes from.
I don't know, but that's cool if it is.
So a group of them would be a vile.
Interesting. Anyway, though, this Vila, whatever it is, they feed on hatred. They corrupt their target and use self-loathing to consume their soul. Sorry, what?
They said ice Vila, but really most of them have, like, in Slavic mythology, they have long blonde hair and they're pale and they're kind of icy anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
so I think that's definitely why they're taking the I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say they might have mixed some things together for this too. But so Vikram thinks that she caused all the things to go wrong in order to ruin Suki's evening so that Suki would be bitchy and they would all dislike her, and it would feed hatred. And what Connor said in that would feed the spell. But then we
I have a
get
question for Doc, because Doc's in the chat. Doc, do you know anything about villas? VILA? He's done a lot of research on Fae. I'm just curious.
Did they pronounce it Villa or Vila though? Maybe I just am
Vila.
pronouncing it Vila because I thought
VILA. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm pronouncing it different than you are. That's why
Villa would have 2 L's, I think.
Okay, Vila. Interesting. But yes, I'm curious about that myth or whatever. I'll have to look into it later. But we see this flashback here with them talking about Suki and her coming out into the party. When Lysa is accused of everything, Suki is accused of everything, and Lysa won't believe them, and she's like, she's my best friend. She's been my best friend since we were 15. And if she has to choose between Suki and the library, she'll always choose Suki because no one at school even showed up for her birthday party, but she did. She had nowhere to go for the holidays after her parents died, and she took her home with her, and makes it like maybe she was, Suki was right and they aren't good friends. But then Viola, however you say it, she plays this video clip, which was with Charlie questioning her motives. And Suki is saying that she screwed up all of Lysa's friendships in school. So she was the only friend she had. So it was actually her fault she didn't have friends because she, said things in that to make them not be her friend. Because she supposedly didn't want to share her. And she's like, and then she's like, I'm sorry, I'm a terrible friend. I'm a bad person. Yeah, that is awful. And for her to say, I didn't realize it until I heard myself. Like, I feel like at some point, as you grow up and are not a little kid anymore, you should have realized it already. It took you till now to know this. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe she's not a great person, but this completes the spell because the Vila says that they all hated her, but she basically needed her to hate herself or to turn on herself. So the sculpture glows there. She turns into the Vila there. And let's see. She's actually the one that breaks the sculpture herself. And the piece flies into Connor's leg at this point. And the ring kind of turns into like ice stuff that starts going up Suki's leg. I know I have a picture here, so there must be a lot of pictures in between. Okay, there. It starts freezing her like upper legs. Like, yeah, okay, that is still her legs. Yeah. And it's coming from the ring. So that's why they didn't find the ring, because it turned into that.
And this is when she says she doesn't like herself. She's a bad person.
Yeah.
Turns on herself.
So she turned on herself and it completed the spell and it was able to happen. And then this is where it kind of like loops back around to what we saw originally that happened. And Connor asked why they didn't remember any of this. And this is where Vikram says, it was because of it was part of the spell, but also they were in the blast from like when she sent out the magic, and that he was outside of that because he was busy passed out. And once that those drugs wore off, he started to remember. And they come in and she's almost gone there. And then okay, that is Lysa. That's what I was trying to see. That one's Lysa. She's like, why would you care? You hate her. And this is what, like, doing this is what let her out of her prison. So I guess this would have like freed her forever. I don't know. But Lysa says that she wants to take her place. because even with all that she did, she was her family that she had after her parents died, and she's the family she chooses. And she says, I forgive her because I love her.
Did you take
And
the shot just because of the shoes, Jamie?
no, but it is a good shot of the shoes. But yeah, Viola agrees to make the exchange and take Lysa instead. And then Vikram, who I'm guessing at this point he realized what could happen. I mean, I think Lysa did it just because she loved her and was willing to sacrifice herself. But Vikram is like realizing we can fix this. At least I think he was starting to get it. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that he knew what was going to happen? I feel like because they all started doing it. That's why I figure like he kind of got it, and it, and they all kind of followed. But
well, Lysa just guessed, I guess.
No, Lysa, I think just I don't know. I thought Lysa just sacrificed herself, but he says that you know this Fae or whatever feeds on selfishness and on anger, and Lysa sacrificing herself was the opposite of that. And so he says that he offers himself for her, and that she can't take her because it was selfless. And then before she can say, oh, okay, I'll take Vikram, Charlie and Connor, Charlie says he'll take Vikram's place, and Connor says he'll take Charlie's place. And then Suki says, there's the ring. I have a picture here. I thought maybe not yet, but Suki says something like, if she loves you, then you're my family too, because I love her. So she'll sacrifice herself for them. So it completes the circle, and basically the hatred is gone.
Like a ring, like a wedding ring, like a band.
Yeah, like a ring or no bush.
Metaphor.
Yeah, she freezes, and they are free, and she's back in the ring. And let's see, Doc says, I think it's boosted. Oh, wait, I guess I didn't have to put that up. Sorry. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Yes, you could send me a super chat to take his crown. I don't know, Doc. I have no idea. I think it has something to do with the amount you're chatting. I honestly don't know. But yeah, you're right. It might be something other than just chatting. I don't know, because Justin chats a lot too. Well, Jim was chatting a lot too. They both were.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. My iPod even registered in chats because I didn't get any ranking in any chat I've been that's been using it, and I can't even see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so used to you looking at StreamYard, I don't always see it. But yeah, I can see that Doc went from 3 to 1.
Like a bullet.
Really quick. Maybe I was going to say it says there's a like. No, that wasn't. I don't think that was his like. So maybe not.
What, do you get a crown if you also leave a like?
But yeah, maybe if you guys give likes, maybe that'll help.
Yeah, try it.
raise your crown. But yeah, I have nothing to do with that. Although I do, like I said, I do need to figure out how to do those like emojis where I can make emojis for the channel. And I think you can put them in front of your name somehow, and you get like little badges or something. I don't know how it works. I hadn't been figuring it out, but
you can make like a little Librarians one and a Sandman one.
Yeah, could. Yeah, I don't know. There's some kind of emoji badges you can make but they're for like subscriptions and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm about to sabotage the others. You're funny.
What's happening?
Oh, you're funny. Yeah,
just keep talking about Faye, Doc.
Yeah, just keep talking, and you'll stay. Hopefully, you'll stay in first place. I lost where I was at. So anyway, Vikram asks Lysa how she knew it would work, and she didn't. She just.
I like how they're perfectly equidistant from each other in that staircase.
Oh, thank you, Doc. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. That really helps. I appreciate that.
Nice.
Yes, thank you. Okay, now I lost track. I always do that, and then I lose track of what I'm saying. So she says that she just told the truth, and that Vikram taught them to take risks for the ones we love. And this is where Suki says that she broke off the engagement but didn't want to cancel. But she was wrong about their friends, that they're good friends, and they're good people. And she gives Lysa the ring box, and they tell her it'll be safe in the library. And that's where I'm saying, like, they told her about the library, whether she's going to forget it or not, I don't know, but they just told her and didn't even question the fact they told her. So that's funny. Jim says, even after all that, I don't like Sookie, and I thought she was forgiven way too easy, but then the library career better people than I think she was forgiven too easy too. I mean, if I found out that like my best friend that I was friends with from childhood on,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like if you were a bitch like that as a kid, that you maybe should have at least at some point said something. Although probably most people
Like,
wouldn't
and
know
I
that.
had nobody ever come to my parties, and I felt miserable, but it was because somebody
I
was
know.
interfering.
Although I question though, if you tell somebody, then they're going to hate you. So maybe you would be afraid to tell somebody. But I just feel like after all that, like I'd be upset and pissed, and I wouldn't forgive her that easy either.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
sorry, but I wouldn't either. But yeah, they're very forgiving. But I also understand though Liza's point of view. You know, she's like her family to her, so she wants to forgive her. And
Maybe since they went through all this, they're stronger. You know, their bonds are stronger.
yeah, yeah. So they are, let's see, the doorbell rings, and they do talk about how they need to get a plan because they are going to be supposed to leaving in 6 months, according to Stone. So they have to figure out what they're going to do. But the doorbell rings, and it is Winslow here, who came back to get
I
his
was going to
glasses.
call him Mr. Gregory's Hammer because I didn't know his name.
Gregor's hammer. No,
Gregor's Hammer. I mean.
But I didn't get a picture of it, but he came back to get his glasses and he left there. You know, he has an artifact. He knows it's important and he just leaves it there.
He just
like,
left it. Yeah.
You're a dumbass, dude. Like, really.
Maybe it was yet another, like, the glasses are important scene in the show.
Yes,
them.
they really wanted us to know. But anyway, he took the lens from his glasses and put it in the magnifying glass there. So I guess he had gotten fake glasses made, I don't know, or fake lens made to match it. But he puts it in the scrying glass and he puts it up to the painting that he had of Gregor, and lo and behold, it opens the portal so he can see him and talk to him. And that means that he has been conversing with him, and now he was able to see everything he saw since he took it with him. And now he knows, Gregor knows how to hurt Vikram by hurting the people he cares about. And
I just like what he said, like, that's rad, and then sir.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, that's
what?
rad, sir. Winslow.
It's rad. He said it's rad.
Because he came out, he was like, oh, that's rad. And then he said, sir. Like he went
Sir.
like from
Yeah.
That's so metal.
Well, at least, yeah, it's so metal. But at least he knows to be scared of him a little bit there.
Yeah.
But I don't I was gonna say he's not out of the painting. He's just is like able to communicate with him at this point because he's still stuck in the bubble, I guess, because he's still kind of in the painting. So
yeah.
So yeah, we will see how that ends up after, because obviously we're going to get more of Gregor as the season goes on and find out what happened to him and how he gets out, because I'm assuming he's going to get out.
Yes.
Or the story. That's kind of a given. So we'll have to find it. Oh, okay. Jim, I'm dumb and didn't pick that up. He left it there on purpose. He very well might have, because they made a saw everything that happened, and maybe they thought, why. Oh, they won't talk in front of you, so leave it there. Yep. Okay, Jim, that's good. You picked it up.
And he had it on his face, and he was aiming his face at everything, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So he might have left it. I mean, I knew he was purposely using it when he was there, but I didn't think about him purposely leaving it there. Okay, maybe he's not as much as a dumbass as I thought he was. I just like calling people dumbasses. No, I don't know. So maybe Winslow is not quite as dumb as I thought. So yeah, I'm glad you said that, because now I'm like, oh yeah, duh. Like I feel like I should have picked up on that, but I did not. So yeah. Well, yeah. So Gregor is back in the picture, and like I said, my suspicions is that at some point he is going to get out of that time bubble, like Vikram did, and come into the present. And yeah, I don't know. It'll be some kind of fight, battle, something. I don't know. Do you have any predictions outside of that?
I'm not really sure, because they still got Camelot coming up, but I don't know if that's going to be something where he would be in. because it seems like kind of out of place.
Yeah, well, he might not be in every one. Let me see. The
Yeah.
next episode is in the Feast. Now, it's listed different on Internet Movie Database. It says on the Feast of the Vampire. My screen said the Feast of the Vampire, so I don't know if it's vampire or vampire.
It's the same though.
Well, yes, but I mean, well, actually, I say that, and you know what? Vampire is probably pronounced vampire. I'm pronouncing it vampire, but it was spelled different.
Vampire. Vampires, yay!
Yes, vampires. And this is the one with I don't know his name offhand.
It's another Ark person.
I'll play Jerenic. I don't know how to pronounce it. From the Ark is in that one coming up, and he is really good in it. I really like him in this episode coming up. He's funny. I enjoyed that. Let's see. Let's say your best girl from childhood tried to murder all your friends and asked you for an apology. I don't think it was her fault they almost got murdered. I'm more saying like her fault she took all her friends away. That's what I don't know if I'd forgive. The accidental almost murdering, that was an accident. So I'd maybe forgive that part. I don't know. I don't know, Justin. But yeah, she did.
It'll all be a dream within a dream, and the library will make it fade away, and I'll forgive you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, first you got the childhood trauma of never going to a party when you were a kid and it wasn't your fault.
Yeah,
I mean, she shaped like a lot of her life, like as a loner, it'd be like, oh, nobody really likes me, but people did like me. There's somebody muddled in the way of that.
Yeah, and that's the part I would have a hard time forgiving, I think. If you met Liza, would you tell her to be less trusting? I don't know, because I feel like that makes her who she is, and I don't know that being trusting is necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it can be. I don't know. Would you? I would probably say maybe be careful who you trust, but I don't know that I'd say be less trusting.
I don't know. I'm always somebody that trusts people initially until they prove me wrong.
Yeah, but sometimes they can definitely prove you wrong, and then they don't deserve your trust. But yeah, I think Liza, that's her personality. But I'd say maybe be careful who you trust, not be less trusting. So what did you guys all think of? For everybody in the chat, how do you rate the episode? What did you think? I like this episode.
We should have done that. We should have done like what people do, like a rating. Like give it like 5, like 1 to 10 books or something.
1 to 10 books. That's good.
Because Jeremy Ice and Fire does like different.
I made an animated book for this, and I forgot to put it in.
Animated what?
An animated book I made the other day. I was trying to make it, and I forgot about it. I didn't add it. I was messing with the green screen part of it, so I'll have to next time put it on.
Just flying around.
Sorry, what?
Was it gonna fly around just randomly?
No, it just gave off magic, but I'll have to try some different things. I had trouble with it because it's white and like it kept wanting to blend with the background, but it came out okay. So just
you can't change the color of it.
Yeah, I have to try re-uploading it with a green background and then rerunning the animation. I'm gonna see if I can get it better, because the one I had, like, it kind of had the problem was it's hard to knock out the background of like magic particles because there's like they're not like a shape, if that makes sense. Like it's like blurry, and it didn't want to knock it all completely out. So I don't know how great it would look over the background. I was just messing with taking the background out to see how it looked, but I will keep working on it. So maybe we'll have something next time. I couldn't really think of anything other than a book. I was trying to think like, I guess you could do a candle. I have all those candles I made for my birthday. I could animate them. I'm just thinking
the cane.
Looking at the candles back. Yeah, you could do a cane or something. I need to figure out. You guys got to give me suggestions for the other shows. I got to figure out something to do for the Institute. I figured I already decided on a name, the Institute Investigators. So far I've made a magnifying glass, but I didn't know how to animate it. I couldn't think
Institute of Gators. The Institute of Gators.
The Institute of Gators. Yeah, make alligator.
Then you have alligator on the background.
Maybe. But I want to think of some for like from and stuff. So I have some things ready ahead of time. Just as I was starting to say, Justin has, I'm assuming that's 5.6 out of 10, not 56 out of 10. Excuse me. So yeah, what do the rest of you think about the episode? I like this
56
episode.
out of 10. That's pretty high.
I said I'm guessing it was 5.6 out of 10. Let's see. Jim says, I thought this was a good one-off episode, not one of the best, but it was really lightweight, although it was nice to finally get some real background on lives. No, he means 56 out of 10. Okay, he really likes it.
Yeah, this is really it was very comforting, like putting on a really like warm shawl, because I watched it 4 times.
Oh wow, you really like this one then. Is this your favorite one now?
It wasn't even my favorite. It was just so cozy, and they were so like goofy, and it reminds me of the old Librarians, like the movies and stuff. That I just it's just cozy and just some nostalgia.
Oh, that's great. I liked it. I don't know. I'm kind of more of with Jim. I don't know that it was my favorite, but I liked it, and I'm glad we got more about Liza. I still think I have no idea what this is, no opinion. Well, thank you for coming anyway, somebody. It's for the librarians. It's for the librarians in the next chapter.
I have no idea what this is. Well, how about this picture? Do you like this picture? Do you like this portrait with some magic coming out of it?
It's a good show someday. You should try watching it. You don't have to watch them all to be able to understand what's going on. Although you should watch them all. They're good. But
you can just drop in whenever and you get a good story.
With this show, you kind of can. Well, except maybe the finale you might not understand. But otherwise, I would say you could. I can see.
It's an adventure series. It's a good old school adventure series.
It is. It is. But my favorite ones are still the Ghost Train, the what's it called? The House of Cards. And also next week's with the vampire, I liked a lot. Those are the 3 I liked. So yeah, that tells you where I'm at. Do you like to cuddle on
Justin? I was gonna say, Justin, change the cocaine to laudanum, and you might have it might be correct.
You guys are silly.
Don't do drugs. Don't do drugs, kids. Stay in school.
Don't do drugs. I don't know.
But it would be more like a shell that's black as night instead.
It's black, yeah, black shell.
Black. If she was in here, she'd be meowing. You would be able to hear her so much.
Oh, I've heard her a lot of times. Where did I see it? Sorry, Jim. I sometimes mention it without thinking about it. I've seen screeners because I did the interviews, so I got early access in order to be able to do the interviews ahead of time. So I went, and because I'm very bad in binge stuff, I was not able to wait, and I went and watched them all as soon as I got them. So yeah, it's a good show. But those are my favorites, or those ones. Don't drink liter-sized Long Island iced teas. Yes, do not drink Long Island.
I think that might kill you.
Funny. Your birthday is July 15th. Well, happy birthday, Justin, or happy early birthday, I guess I should say. Are we both going to howl like banshees?
I was wondering, that's when Murderbot is, but it's not. Isn't it when Murderbot is?
I was going to say, I don't know. I just know I cannot sing, and nobody wants to hear me sing. Trust me. Nobody wants to hear me sing.
You don't want to, like, what's that? Who's that?
Yeah, then again, maybe I'd sound like a banshee. That might be...
Yeah, I was gone, but now I come back again.
Like, it sounds really bad.
I just like the non-coherent babbling before he starts singing. Like,
yeah, I know. I don't remember the song it is that it reminds me of, and because I'm still seeing like Weird Al as a clown, like, and I know it's something that he parodied that had something to do with clowns, but I don't know what it is. I'll have to go see it. Because I remember seeing it like on one of the screens at a concert. That's what I'm remembering, is like that clip, and it's reminding me of that song, and I do not know what it is, and I'm probably not going to remember. But
Justin, you come to Murderbot's going to flip over to the 15th, and then we'll sing happy birthday to you or something, but not happy birthday, because it's a copyright thing that you have to pay money for. Then maybe something else.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that. I don't
like know. When it turns over the midnight Murderbot is actually on the 15th.
That's a good point. I don't know. Are you I guess you're right. It really is copyright, and you're not allowed, huh? Not that I think they necessarily do anything on YouTube, but
that's why when you're in Olive Garden, they clap and they sing you like happy birthday or something like that, and then other people will sing for he or she's a jolly good fellow.
Yeah,
because that's not copyrighted.
It's in the he says in the public domain. I don't know if it is now. I definitely know it used to be copyrighted. I don't know if it still is. Because I feel like for some reason that it lost the copyright. Like I remember reading that. Okay, it was previously under copyright till 2016.
Oh.
So you were, at least that's what Google AI is saying. Because that's what I was going to say. I know it used to be, because you're right. You go to a restaurant, they sing those kind of songs, but I remember seeing something about it not being now. And because I remember I was reading that the person that wrote it with the intention that it should be for everybody to use and didn't want it copyrighted. And that's why there was like a big thing about it. So at any rate, Justin sang me happy birthday and they didn't do anything. So I think it's okay.
What?
I said he sang happy birthday, and I said they didn't do anything on YouTube, so I think it's okay. Let's say what's Sunway? I turned Heinz year old on the 3rd. Well, happy birthday, Sunway. What is that? 50? Is that 54? How many Heinz are there? I should know this considering I'm addicted to ketchup. Heinz number. I'm gonna look it up.
I turned Heinz year old.
I don't really pay. No, 57. I'm sorry. Okay, it's 57. I should seriously know that because Heinz is like
Heinz
in Pittsburgh
Heinz
or whatever.
Is your preferred ketchup brand. I remember hearing it from before.
Yeah, but I should have definitely known the number on it. But I don't look at it. I just use it on everything. Well, wouldn't be banned, but the video could get blocked. You don't want the video, your monetization video of the videos get blocked. That would be bad. But I don't know. I've had a couple videos blocked. Some of them I've submitted through and they went through after. I thought for a while that was because AJ was swearing on it, but it wasn't. I didn't know why the hell they were getting blocked. And I think it's just sometimes it makes like a false positive.
Yeah. Well, you can drop a couple F-bombs. You just can't like.
No, I know, right. Which is why I know it's not, because I drop them now. But obviously I say it a lot of times. But it's because I was reading it. Like you can't say it in like the first 10 seconds or something. You're not allowed to say fuck.
You just can't have
and you can only you can't say it like over and over and over and over. If you keep doing it, it can. But otherwise it can't. So I think they were like a false positive. Some of them I sent through and they went through. We couldn't find her. Okay, thanks for coming, Jim. I apologize. Appreciate it was what I meant to say. Appreciate you coming. Appreciate all of you coming tonight. And yeah. But yes, lots of birthdays these 2 months. Huh? I mean, mine was the end of last month, but still, you guys, you have birthdays in July. And God, I don't even want to think about my birthday and how old
I'm an August birthday.
Oh,
I'm an August birthday, and I'm timeless.
Okay, you'll have to remind me when it's your birthday, because I probably when is your birthday, so I know when is it. August what? We'll have to do a special stream.
I'll tell you later. Maybe you can tell me.
Yeah, because we got to do like something like trivia thing, or I don't know, something fun, whatever you want to do. We'll do something on the stream. Thank you, Justin. I'm glad. I wanted to be older till I hit, I think, 21, and then I'm like, no, because everybody always thought I was a lot younger than I was actually. Although for some dumb reason they still card me at the casino, and I don't understand why, but they do. But
sometimes they just have to do it to everyone.
I think they're supposed to until you look like a certain age. They're supposed to just in case, but
because they're so paranoid. Like in the supermarket, like somebody told me they have to do it to everybody, no matter their age, so they don't get in trouble.
Yeah, and they probably don't want to insult people asking either.
Never ask a lady her age.
Yeah, never. I don't care. I tell people my age because I kind of am like, what's the point in lying? I'm 43. I don't see the point. Although I do feel old, but yeah, I'm 43. I don't like being 43. But, it is what it is. But yeah, I up to a certain point kept wanting to be older. And then you hit a certain age, you're like, nope. Then you continue to have 21st birthdays, right? I had another 21st birthday.
Yeah, that's pretty early, Jamie. Some people do it when they hit 40.
No, I know.
You're at 21 and you're like, oh, well, I might as well get the cane and the walker now.
Yeah. No.
I might as well parade on my food. It's just a slippery slope after this. Rolling down the hill.
I remember whenever like 40 was like, at least I remember considering it over the hill. And I definitely don't feel that way now.
Apparently somebody likes the dirty 30s, is like what I like to call them.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm getting tired. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
I didn't even tell you.
fine.
You know how my night went. This is what happens, and this is why I stay up late. I was going to tell you because I was telling you I was going to bed. So I tried to go to take a nap earlier in the day.
Yeah.
As everybody knows, I haven't been getting sleep, and I'm complaining I'm not getting sleep. So I
Yeah.
tried to take a nap earlier in the day, and I could not because my dog wouldn't quit howling because she was upset because my mom wasn't home. She does that sometimes, and she just would not quit no matter what I did. So I couldn't take a
Should have
nap.
tried
I
to get your
tried.
dog high, Jamie.
Yeah, maybe I should have given her some pot, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so then I had to finish. I wanted to get up that interview, that Jessica Green interview, and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm gonna sit for a couple minutes, take a little break, then I'm gonna do it. I always do that, and that's like the worst thing. You don't do that. I should never say that. And that was like at 12:30, I think. And I'm like, I'm just gonna sit for a couple minutes, gonna chill out. I think I was gonna watch. I told you Duff's thing, and I was gonna watch that. And then it was 3:30. So clearly I fell asleep and got a few hours sleep. And then I did her interview and I put it up. And then I was like wide awake. And I'm like, I'm going to edit my Institute video because I wanted to be done. So I edited it. I was all hype. I got done. And then I realized it was like 6:00. I'm like, shit, it's after 6:00. I did it again. I should have went to bed. And then I'm like, oh no, I have an interview tomorrow morning that I completely forgot about. And I had to get up at like 10:00. And so once again, I got like 4 hours sleep at most. But I did at least get a little bit of a nap. But I do need to stop doing that. That's making me not feel good. And I know it's my own fault. But
Well,
yeah.
I was on Julie's last night. My iPad lost power, and while I was recharging, I fell asleep for about an hour.
Well, at least you got a nap.
But they had a giveaway I woke up for, and I was still good.
That's cool. No, that's cool. What they have a
Good
giveaway
for
for?
putting in a stake for a Doug Hughes cameo.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's nice. He's
I
giving that
didn't win.
away. You didn't win. Well, you
I
won the
didn't
one
win.
cameo. Hey, that was cool.
Yeah, I won the David Alpay one. It was really nice. It
Yeah,
was a
that's
great
awesome.
cameo.
I was gonna say I haven't seen that. I don't think you didn't post it, did you, or did I miss it?
No, I didn't post it, but I can
Okay.
show you sometime.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just curious. I'd like to see it. His ones are pretty cool. I don't know. I don't have the money for one or I'd get one. But then again, I've talked to him, so it's kind of like why do that, because I've interviewed him. Probably will again, but he's cool. I tried so hard to get him on our show, but he doesn't do live streams. Otherwise I would have maybe been able to get him. But maybe, hopefully this year we can get Harold. That would be awesome.
Nice.
Because I know he has done some, and I'm hoping that since we did so many last year, he'll be like, "Hey, everybody else did it. I should do it." Because I did try, but we'll have to see how that goes. But that would be awesome to get them. Whoops, sorry. Anyway, my point is, I need to do better at not staying up all night, and I am really, really bad at it. And I always say I'm going to not
all
do
of
it.
us. I think the whole group of us is on some kind of vampire shift.
I know, and it's not healthy, but I don't know. I just feel like every night I've been going to bed at like 5:00, and I shouldn't. And that is also why I gave Karen, she was supposed to, it ended up somebody else did it, but didn't do the one interview I would have done because I just couldn't stay up and watch screeners again. I'm like, I can't do it again. It's too much. So, but I did do that. I told you that, what was it called? Back to the Frontier or whatever, which was actually pretty good. So
yeah.
done with that now. But yeah, but guys, I will have the Institute interview up. Like I said, if I'm awake enough tonight and I have time and I'm not killing myself to do it, I might put it up tonight. If not, and probably more likely it'll go up tomorrow. But that's with Joe Freeman and Ben Barnes. So you guys will get to see that.
Ben Barnes.
Yeah.
That would be a good birthday for me if I got to talk to Ben Barnes.
It was good to do on your birthday. I did not say that to him, but yes,
it's my birthday. Wish me happy birthday, Ben Barnes.
Yeah, I should have said that.
Please and
but
thank
no,
you.
but doing an interview on your birthday, if it's something like that, it's not too bad. And that's why I did it, because I was going to give it to Karen and like go out or something, and I hadn't been going to do it because I have on occasion had it land on my birthday. But I did it. I wanted to do it myself. I enjoyed the Institute, so I'm like, I'm going to do it. So yeah, that'll be out pretty soon. And what else? I did put up, I don't know if anybody cares, but I put up the Ballard interview as well, which was with Maggie Q and John Carroll. John Carroll Connor? That's right, right? Yeah. And what's the other I'm trying to think of what her name is. That's bad. I cannot think of I'm blanking. I didn't know her before that, but I don't want to call her the wrong name. You guys know my memory, it sucks really bad. So that's why. John Carroll Lynch. Why was I calling him John Carroll Connor?
Oh, John Carroll Lynch.
Okay. Yeah, and Maggie Q and Courtney Taylor. That's her first name. Courtney Taylor, yeah. So that was for Ballard, and that went up. Yeah, Ben Barnes would have played a good Jade, although I like the Jade we got, to be fair. But yeah.
If Jade had a brother.
If Jade had a brother, yeah. Let's have him come in as Jade's brother. That would work. But yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I was just wondering, trying to think, is there anything else I have to announce? But I think that's about it, other than like if you want to watch our interview with Romy, like I said, make sure you check that out. And I'm probably doing another revival interview, but it's not for the live stream. It's for a junket. So you guys can look forward to that as well. No, I already talked to him, Doc. It was on my birthday. So sorry. I've already talked to him. But yeah. Okay, bye.
You didn't tell him about your co-hosting friend either.
I did not tell him about anybody. Sorry, guys. We
So
do not chit chat. Very seldom do you chit chat with them as well. It depends how long the interview is. This is not a long interview. I think it was supposed to be 5 minutes, and it actually ended up like 7 something. I got a longer interview, so I was just happy it was longer. But yeah. Romy was cool. She's not as bright. Romy was awesome. I think that was a very good interview with Romy. And we will have to try to get more revival people on. I would love if we could get Melanie. That would be so much fun, but I don't know if she does live streams. But it would be cool if we could. But yeah.
Well, Romy's my favorite, so I was pretty excited about that. It's cool. It's my favorite plot line of the show so far.
Yeah.
It's her arc.
Yeah, her arc's really cool. She's a really cool character. I agree with this one. Thanks, Doc. Yeah, it was a fun interview. Although I felt so stupid when I pronounced her name wrong, but I'm telling you, I went by what her co-host said, or her co-star said. So it's his fault. I blame David. So I'm serious that as I told her that, I'm like, it's David's fault. I rewatched that interview to make sure I pronounced it right. Nope, he called her Rami. So that's his fault.
I'm always thinking Rami and Michelle, so it's like I had to imagine the city of Rome. And then Romy.
Yeah, I'll have to remember that. But either way, she laughed it off, but yeah, I tried to do it right. It did not go right with that. But yeah, we're still trying. For right now, the Librarians interview we were supposed to get is not happening right now because of filming. I'm bummed about that, but I'm still trying. I'm just not having good luck with that. I think Michael got in there early and got a lot. I know for our sister show. But I have to right now contact certain people, and I cannot get one. So I'm trying. But yeah, trying all different things. Speaking of revival though, make sure you guys do come listen to our revival show tomorrow at 11. You should, if you're watching it, you should join the panel. Call in, Scarlet. Let us know.
Oh, if I catch up. I'm always behind.
Well, which one did you watch? We're only up to, this is 5, I guess, going to be.
Yeah, it's recording right now, but I'm not going to get to it before Friday night.
Well, we have a watch party. Watch party at 9:30. It's kind of the point. I miss though that I don't watch them live and do like the live tweeting, but it's like we're over here, so I can't. But as I usually do that. But yeah, revival's fun. I like revival. Yeah, and I'm looking into Sandman people as well. I told you about that. Looking into maybe getting some Sandman guests. We're gonna try. So hopefully everybody wish me luck with getting guests, and we'll keep trying. You never know. It's always a surprise to me. So
I was gonna say also after revival, everybody can go over to From Academy and see Doc's fine work.
Yes,
as well.
Do that as well. We're not super late usually on a revival show, so
because the From Academy has been starting at like 12:30 or 1 o'clock.
Yeah, so we're usually close to done, if not done. So yeah, definitely, yeah, go listen to From Academy when you're done with revival.
If you're a vampire and want to stay up all night.
If you're a vampire, yeah. Well, I came that one night. I tried to stay up as long as I could. I just couldn't stay super long, but I did listen to some of it. I don't know how you guys get so much, I said before, get so much research in that together. I think I would like go nuts doing that, because I don't end up, I always say I want to look things up and I never do, but like that's just not, I'm like not a research person. I'm kind of like, I'm out of college. I don't feel like researching shit. I always intend to, and I never end up doing it. I'm too lazy to do it, if I'm honest. But that's awesome that you guys do, and I like hearing about it, and knowing the difference. That's why, like, I wish kind of I had looked up. I know you looked up about the Vila and were looking up about it, so that's cool. But we will continue. At any rate, we'll try to get more guests for all these shows, and maybe we will be telling you soon we have another one. So always trying. And like I said, I know that Tony, I mean, not that he's, an actor, at least not that I know of, but Tony and Phil will be on our Institute show. I just don't know what day. I'm waiting to hear back. I spent like 10 to 20. Oh, geez. See, Doc, that's the problem. And that's why I had a harder time doing From, because I was spending like 6 hours on each episode writing out the recaps and everything. And I'm like, I can't do that multiple times a week. It's too much. That's why I don't always have as detailed notes as I used to. But once From starts out, I'll be doing that a bit more. And this is why I probably should have already had the Institute ready. Like I have the ability to do it. I'm such a procrastinator. I never end up doing it. But that's always the plan. It's always the plan. It just doesn't usually manifest. I need to tell myself, you are going to do it. I need to brainwash myself into doing the stuff I gotta get done. Yeah, conjured into happening. But I don't know. It's hot out. Today I went swimming. I'm like, I did all that yesterday. I'm going swimming. So that was my day.
So envious.
Can't help it. It's relaxing to me. I like to float. But
we all float here.
We all float here. Oh, sorry.
Exactly.
Speaking of, it's getting hot in here now. I was cold before I turned off my air conditioner. Now I'm like, I got to turn my air conditioner on.
Yeah.
Not that people really need to know that, but it's hot. I don't know. Maybe someday I'll decide to try to do a stream from while I'm out in the pool. I've thought of that. Try to like hook up the phone, but the phone gets too hot and gets turned off. That's the problem. I stepped away a few. Now you have no idea what's happening. It's okay, Someway. What we're talking about doesn't make a lot of sense, so you're okay. You're okay. We're just kind of talking about random shit right now. Let's be honest. We got off topic. I don't know. I don't really have anything else on specifically librarians, other than I would like to have these people on our show if I could get them. Mm-hmm. Although I do know that Dean likes my tweets about it, so he's seeing that we're doing it. So that's a good thing. Yeah, they see that we're churning them out, so that's always a good thing. But it would be nice if we could get some of them. But who knows? Maybe we will eventually. Maybe we will next season. At least we know there's a season 2, so I can always start ahead. But yeah.
How many episodes does this season have?
12. Because I thought for a while.
Which one are we on? Which one are we on? 7?
We're on. No, that was 8.
Oh, 8.
So there is 12, and I was going to say I don't think they're listed here, and I can't look without looking up screeners. There's the vampire one. Some of the stuff they've already released. That's the only. Otherwise, I wouldn't say. But there's the vampire ones next week. There's the Camelot one. There's the finale, and there's one other one that I can't even think of what it is without going to look it up. But there's obviously 4. So humans and phones are quite opposite. Ferns often turn off when they get too hot, and humans can turn off. You are correct, Doc. You are correct. You are correct. Yeah, I don't know. But I'll have to, maybe if I have some time, I will try to work on some of the musical things. I just need to learn how to use the app better to create some songs for us to play. and I can put up our little starting soon screen and play some of the music or something like that. I don't know. Do something different.
Mhm.
But,
Or you should do a countdown with a picture from Librarians on it.
yeah, I should make a countdown.
Like a party picture, like one of those bride like party pictures in the photo booth, and then just put
Oh, that'd
like
be
the countdown.
awesome. Yeah. That would be awesome. AJ keeps telling me to send him pictures. He keeps offering to make countdowns, like he made the one with my low quality logo that for my
love that
own
one. I
looks
love
really
that one. It's so like lo-fi. It's so great. I
No,
love
it's
it. I
supposed to
love
be
the
lo-fi.
music.
It's because the image I have is like 100 pixels big. That's
I know.
why.
I love it though, because it's so
I know.
different than anything else you see, and I was like, that really
Okay,
just
well,
stands out for being a a
I'm
classic.
glad you enjoy. I'm glad you enjoy my low tech image.
Oh, I love it.
He keeps
Honestly.
offering to make them for me, and I haven't sent him the new logo to with the Raven to mess with. I'll have to do that so we can have some different ones. And I want to, like I said, I need to think of animations for our new shows and stuff. Not that we need them, but I enjoy making them. It's fun.
Mhm.
It gives me something to do that's a little bit different.
You
But yeah.
could have that Wednesday background with rain.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yes, Wednesday is coming out soon too.
Yeah,
Like I
trailer
said,
just dropped.
what?
Trailer just dropped yesterday.
Oh, I thought you said it. I was gonna say it didn't drop. The trailer dropped, yes. And I was gonna say I have. Hold on one second. Let me look up. I don't want to tell you the wrong date. I know that season 2 of Sandman comes out the 24th, but I also
That's
had
just 5.
listed when the other episode was.
July 31st.
July. Okay, so you already know July 31st.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've been reading the comics. I've been reading the comics.
That's cool. No, I was just gonna say
Yeah.
I really thought that there was gonna be 12 and then a bonus episode. That stinks that there's
Yeah, I thought it was going to be the way it played out too, but it does not.
It is not. Unfortunately, there's 11 in a bonus episode. But hey,
Yeah.
at least we got 11, right?
At least we got the season.
Yeah, at least we got the season. That's true. Very, very
At
true.
least they were able to tell Dream's whole story instead of just.
Yeah, supposedly they had already decided on only 2 seasons. I don't know how accurate that is, but that's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying.
That's what they're saying. But at least we got a season 2. And hey, we're getting a season 2 of Murderbot.
Murderbot, yeah. Yeah,
So
listen to the audiobook. I'm almost done. And it does follow, other than La BB not being there, it really does follow what they do in the series.
That's cool.
But it doesn't have all the visuals of the Sanctuary Moon. It doesn't really, I mean, he talks about those scenes, but there's not a lot of those scenes. He just references them, so it's fun to see those scenes acted out.
Yeah, I like the Sanctuary Moon scenes, so that's one of my favorite parts. So, but yeah, I'm sure the audiobook is cool. I would like to eventually read it. Excuse me, maybe before season 2.
Yeah, that's where I got all the Great Chris people. They just call them red, yellow, green, and blue.
Well, that's why they were wearing those colors. I'm sure.
Yeah. So somebody says something, blue says, and then
Yeah, that's great. That's funny.
Yeah.
But I also want to read the revival comics, and I do have the beginning of that to start, and I'm gonna try to do that. So that won't be too long.
It was cool that Romy was talking about Archie comics, and then she said the darker Archie comics. I knew she meant like Afterlife of Archie, and Jughead the Hunger, which is about werewolves, and
I had no clue,
Veronica.
but I figured you might.
Oh yeah, they're good.
I didn't know.
I thought that's what Riverdale was going to be when Riverdale came up. I thought it was going to be Afterlife of Archie. I was psyched, and then it kind of was more like a soap opera.
Yeah, that would have been a lot better. I didn't know if she had read any comics because I did actually ask her at the beginning. I had asked her about the comics, and she said that she wasn't really a comic person, but I guess she's read some. It's not a lot. But I wish I had when you had said that after though, I wish I had asked her about the revival hair growth because I had meant to, and we came back to it. And I asked her about the shaving her hair, but I completely forgot about the second part of the question.
Well, I didn't know it was going to be like Interview with the Vampire, where like Claudia cuts her hair, but then just all grows back.
Maybe, yeah.
I didn't know if they had to be like they were when they like passed away.
Yeah,
or
I
they
don't know.
revert
I mean,
back to that.
obviously, we know she can cut it, but I guess we'll find out
Yeah,
if suddenly it grows back, then you got your answer. But
that'd be crazy.
otherwise, I'd say it must grow like normal hair does. Would be my
Yeah.
guess. But that was a good.
Well, she was in the poster with the hair, so I'm assuming that's gonna stick.
Yeah, probably. Those kind of things they usually are normal. It's on shows and stay so they're able to alter them. But that's cool. She really got into character and shaved her head. I don't know that I mean I would maybe get a haircut, but I don't know that I would have shaved the side of my head. But then again, as I said that day, and it's true, I don't even like getting my hair trimmed because I want like the length and I don't like getting it shorter. So I don't know.
Did you ever have that one short haircut you regretted? Because I had that one short haircut I regretted.
No, I had my short hair once in my life. I mean, other than since I was maybe like a little kid, I've had short hair once, and that was it. I've always had it long. I like it long.
Well, I had some Doom cookie bobs when I was a goth girl. I probably still am.
You probably still
the Doom cookie bobs that have a point in the front with the bangs and then go around and whip out like a Ian Flex hair at the bottom.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you mean.
Yeah, that's what I had for a while, but then I let that grow out because I got a painfully short haircut I couldn't do anything with, and then I cried and then I grew it out. I was like, never again.
At least hair regrows, but I don't know. I at least have my hair layered now. I, for the longest time, wouldn't even do that. I just never like to cut it off. I don't like to trim it.
I do absolutely nothing but trim up my hair, and people tell me how great my hair is, so it's cool.
Yeah, well, I know trimming it makes it look better, but I just, I don't like, I'm always like, it's shorter, it's less length, but.
Like when I washed my hair, I looked like Brave, like the the girl in Brave with the big. It must be my Scottish ancestry.
Yeah, I was gonna say my hair right now looks kind of like I wish you could see.
You get a good wave to it though.
Yeah, it does now. That's because I just put stuff in it to let it curl because my hair is naturally wavy when I got out of the pool. I didn't straighten it. I usually straighten it, but
I tried to straighten it, but I think I'm going to go more with the curl now. I've been trying to do things where I could preserve the curl because I get a lot of curl. It's really curly.
So do I. The problem is I get curls some places and straight pieces other places.
Yeah, or it gets frizzy. Like in the summer, there's a lot of frizz.
And it'll stay in for like a day or two, and then it falls back out. So I usually straighten it. But I was just gonna say though, my hair was getting so faded from swimming in that I got more of the I don't know. I call it Kool-Aid red. It's not. It's fantasy red, whatever it is. I got more of that put in and it really brightened it. But I hate that you can never tell on the video. You can't see it. It's called, she called them fantasy colors. I don't know. It's the like toner, whatever. I got on the highlights. So it's got more bright red in, but you can't see it on the damn video that it's that red.
I always dye my own hair. I would dye my own hair. I'm kind of a DIY kid. DIY.
I don't know. Like, I'd like to try. The thing is I have such bad allergies. Like, as it is, I have my face as they do it. Like, to not breathe it in so much. I have a hard time with it. But, yeah. I'd let them tattoo my face to get a lead role. I guess, Doc, if it was for the lead role in a TV show, I probably would shave my hair. In all honesty, the side of my head.
They can also put a fake. They could put a fake tattoo on your face. You don't have to commit like 100%.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to commit like that.
You're like, I got a face tattoo, and like there's a makeup artist with a fake tattoo ready for your face. And they're like, oh.
I want to get another tattoo. I keep planning to get one, and I haven't gone to get another one. I want one. I
want to get little sleeves. I had a whole motif going on about like some Roman Greek god kind of things going on, and I designed them.
Or you mean you want to get it?
Oh, I have 2 tattoos on both my shoulders, like on my upper arms. But I wanted to get like it made into little tiny sleeves, not a full sleeve, but little petite sleeves.
I see. Very cool. Yeah.
I could wear a short sleeve shirt over it and still go to school and have nobody panic.
Right. Well, I was going to say you're a teacher. You kind of have to be careful to some extent.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about like cleavage too, because I was talking with somebody about like I had a shirt that shifted and I showed like 1 inch of cleavage and like panic ensued.
Yeah, you gotta
because you can't show any cleavage. I bet every shirt that I have that isn't a crew neck shows cleavage. So I'm like, well.
Yeah, no.
Things shift when you move around.
they do. But I've been wanting to get a tattoo, and I haven't committed to a design yet. And also, I right now don't have the money because they're so damn expensive. But
Yeah.
I want to get another tattoo. I've thought before, I'd like to get a sleeve of like galaxy with like planets and
Hmm.
a little artist. And I was gonna at one point do that because they had I can't think of what the name of the tattooer is, but they're the ones that were on TV for a while. Area 51, I think it's called, or Area 52,
Mm.
one or the other. They specialize in sci-fi tattoos. And they were at a
Mm.
convention, and I was going to get one, but the main guy one wasn't there. It was just the other people. But more than that, they would not do a small one. Like the smallest TARDIS they would do is like this big or something. And I did not want a huge
Like your
TARDIS.
whole back.
I wanted like a little hidden TARDIS floating in a galaxy was what I wanted, but they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
It's like, that's too small. You won't be able to tell what it is. And I don't know if it's because like they couldn't do it or because they were doing them quick because it was at a convention, but I would like to get that.
I don't know if I want a quick convention tattoo.
Well, I wouldn't per se either, but I knew that this was like a reputable place. I mean, they were there because of that. It was at like a sci-fi convention.
Because each year in San Diego, when the Chargers are in San Diego, they gave free Charger tattoos. And now they moved to LA, and I think it's funny that now people have all these Charger tattoos.
I was going to say, I don't know that I would want a free tattoo. I don't know that I'd trust a free
It's just
tattoo.
a Charger bolt. It just looks like a lightning bolt. It's stylized. It's nice, but I mean, now your team's not even in your town.
Yeah, that would kind of suck.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I'd like to get a new tattoo. I just have not. I also know that if I get one, I'll want more. So I want to make sure I get what I want inside. Because I have, well, technically I have more than 2 tattoos because the one tattoo is multiple tattoos, but I have 2 tattoos. But I would like more. But yeah, I don't know. That's something I have not done, even though I keep intending to, like many of the things in my life. I feel like that's my life. I always say, I'm going to do this, and I don't. Just like I say, I'm going to read this, or I'm going to watch this. And you see how many times I say that and don't get around to doing it.
Well, there was a place called Avalon Tattoo. It was right down from my house in San Diego, and I kept planning to go there and get something done because I had friends that got them and they looked really good.
That's
just
cool.
Didn't planned it all out, drew it all out, just didn't execute it.
I just know when I got my one on my back, and it's probably a good 3 inches, maybe, I guess. Like $80, full color tattoo. Wish you could get a tattoo for $80 now. Not going to.
Well, you probably could.
Well, but you want to? Either it would be shit, like I did my own tattoo, or it would be this big.
Or you're at some party getting drunk and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll do a tattoo on you."
Most of them have minimums more than that. Because I was going to get a word on my finger, and I think it was like over $100 for like one word on my finger.
Yeah, you gotta make sure they spell words right too, so you can't go to a tattoo parlor drunk.
No, yes, you need to be careful. I thought before though, maybe I should get like a sci-fi vision tattoo or something.
Ooh,
yeah, you know, like I thought of getting like I'm not an advertisement, but I mean getting something that's like similar, like maybe getting like a raven and I don't know.
They're in the TV, yeah, right on your heel, or your ankle,
and UFO something. I don't know. Could be cool.
A UFO beaming up a raven with a TV.
Yeah, maybe. No, I don't know. It's just something one of the things I've thought of. I've thought of getting a raven more than once. Because I like ravens, clearly. I don't even know why I started liking ravens. I just like ravens. I don't know. I like the
I volunteered at the zoo, and the one raven Rocky talks. He makes pig noises. He says, "Come here."
Oh, that's cool.
I can like get him through all the words that he knows. Just like in the wintertime, usually when it's a little bit more quiet, there's less people around. But the other time I came in the zoo, he was just saying, "Come here." It's pretty crazy because you'll just hear this. And I know that people in the woods would hear this and would get like freaked out. It'd be like, "Come here."
I didn't know ravens could talk. That's cool.
Yeah. And his companion Lily, because they like to be in pairs, barks like a dog. She goes woof woof.
That's funny.
I think they used to be by the petting zoo, so they were picking up noises in the zoo like the pigs and the.
That's cool. I don't know if I've ever seen a raven in real life. I don't think our zoo had a raven. I never really thought about it. I mean,
Rocky's real big. Rocky's real big.
Ravens. Yeah.
He's huge.
Like we get grackles a lot, like, you know, flying around, but not ravens. I don't think I've ever seen one at the zoo. I don't think I have. I mean, I haven't really gone and looked for one, but I don't think
Mhm.
I don't know that they have one.
They're really beautiful, especially like the light shines on their feathers and they're all like, kind of iridescent, and really they
Yeah,
have all the colors in them and they're really beautiful.
yeah, yeah. No, they are. I'd like to see one in
And they
person.
love sticks. They love picking up sticks. Making pulling sticks up, ranging sticks.
They
They
like a
put a lot of
non
shiny things in there. They like
catch with them.
bells.
No.
They like hitting bells with their beaks and mirrors
That's
and
cool.
stuff.
That's cool. I'll have to next time if I ever go to a zoo again, I'll have to be like, "Do you have a raven? I'd like to see a raven." I don't know. I never really thought
Show
about
me
it,
to
to be
your
honest.
raven.
I don't know. I never really thought about it. I just remember when I went the last time, I got to take photos of the baby tigers they were feeding with bottles.
Ooh.
It's because we knew the
I
people
got to
that
pet a
run
baby
it.
zebra at one of them. That was exciting.
That's cool.
Not a
I've
baby
ridden it.
tiger.
No, not even. No, I didn't pet it. I watched them bottle feed
That,
them.
that's that's more like Mexican zoos where you can pet the baby
Yeah,
tigers.
I don't want to pet even a baby tiger. I'd be afraid to. But we knew the people that were running it, so we got to go back and see when they fed them. But I've read it. Ridden. I've ridden an elephant. I've
Mhm.
ridden a camel, and
Mhm. Me too.
I've ridden a huge turtle. When I was, they were all three of them when I was little. It was at a zoo
Mhm.
thing.
Because that's what they used to do in the zoos.
Yeah, that's what they used to do at zoos. Now they're probably not
Yeah.
allowed. They get sued.
Yeah. They have camel rides still, but they don't have
Yeah,
elephant
camels,
rides, of
maybe.
course.
Yeah, they don't usually have elephant rides.
Yeah.
That was cool. I remember that. I remember when we went to the thing that you drive through, and the camel like stuck its head in our car and grabbed the whole bucket of shit, whatever it was, whatever food it
Yeah.
was. It ripped the whole bucket out the window and took it.
I
I
took my
remember
boyfriend to one of those, and his car got so trashed.
that. Yeah,
And
they
he
can make a
still
mess.
had yak, like some yak licked his window, and we couldn't get the yak
Ew.
spit off his window. Even when we washed it, it was still there.
Ew. Yeah, it's from the spit. Even the camel spit. I just remember it took the bucket. I was little when we
Yeah,
did that. I remember.
they have a lot of ostriches. I don't know if I trust ostriches.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I would trust an ostrich either, but they don't. I don't know. I don't know if they usually do things like that now. Not like they used to anyway. I haven't.
Oh, there's a
I think
lot of them around here that you can drive through.
I don't know. There might be. I haven't like thought about
There,
looking for
there
one.
is one where it has a bear section. They tell you to roll up your windows when driving through the bear section.
That's weird. You can. I'm kind of
Don't feed the
surprised
bears, everyone.
that you can drive through it. I don't know. I haven't gone to the zoo since it's probably been a decade at least when I went that
I
one time.
volunteer at my local zoo, so
That's cool.
through a complete accident because I met this girl at this haiku writing like kind of workshop thing where we walked around the Japanese garden and we wrote haiku, and like they had these really cool things too that were like a piece of paper and a golden frame, and then you got ink to ink out your haiku. And she just volunteered at the zoo. She was a docent, and she got me into volunteering because I wanted to be a docent. And then they quit the docent program, so now I can't be a docent, and it makes me mad.
That stinks. But that's actually would be a good place to volunteer. That would be
Yeah,
fun.
because as a
Yeah,
docent, you could be in the animal program and have an owl on your arm, and now they took that program away from me because that was the goal, to have a big great horned owl on my arm.
that would be cool. I would like that. But the zoo we don't have a zoo near, like it's not that close to us that it would
Hmm.
be
There's zoos all
possible.
over Michigan. They're all over the place.
Well, I don't live, I mean, I don't live like in the country. Like I don't live in the middle of nowhere. At least I don't
You live
consider
like
it
in a
that.
mystery zone where I don't know what's
But
happening.
no, but I mean, I live sort of in the country. Like I'm not in the city, and there's not a lot around here. So you
Yeah.
usually have to go to Pittsburgh to do anything like that,
How
like
far
going to
away
the
is
zoo.
Pittsburgh from you?
Depending on traffic, about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh
So yeah,
wow.
it's not super close. So there's
Hmm.
not a whole lot to do here. There's miniature golf and
Oh,
bowling
I
and
like Winter.
movie
Oh,
theater, and that's about it.
what is
That's
it?
the
What was the last one?
I said there's miniature golf, and there should still. I mean, I haven't gone in a long time, but I'm assuming there's still bowling and
Hmm.
movie theaters, and that's about the
Oh,
extent of it.
hmm.
There's not a whole lot here that's fun, but
So
yeah. You kind of got to
Well, around
go.
where I'm at, there's museums and botanical
There's
gardens and
definitely museums
lots
in
of
but not
there's
right
tons of nature centers and stuff and trails and lakes
here.
and
Cool.
you
That's
know.
why I'd like to live more in the city and have more to do. But yeah, you got to go pretty far to do stuff like that around here.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back to. I haven't gone to Pittsburgh for a while, but
Yeah.
I'd like to because I'd like to go back to the Carnegie Museum. I love the Carnegie Museum. I'd like to go back to see it again. But yeah, not super close. But I need a vacation. I don't care where it's at. I need a vacation. I want to go back to Florida, but either way, I need a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
But vacations take money, unfortunately.
Yeah, see, I had to take all my time off for Steampunk Con, so I haven't had a real, like, outside of a Steampunk Con vacation. I mean, though I will go to the city and do things. Like, there was one in Hannibal, Missouri, so I did all the Mark Twain stuff. You know? The ones in California I did, like, there was one on the Queen Mary. I did all that kind of stuff. And
wait, what'd you do? I went on the Queen Mary, but what'd you do on it? I didn't hear what
a
you said.
steampunk convention on the Queen Mary.
They had oh wow, that would be
Yeah,
fun.
it was a one-day steampunk like kind of event that was on the Queen Mary and around it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to I mean, originally I wanted to go on the Queen Mary because it was in X-Files. That was why I wanted to go.
Yeah.
We were there. But I loved it. It was great. I loved seeing it. And we went on the sub that was there. You got to, I mean, if you've been there, you probably might have done that too. I don't know. But they had a
tour I didn't do a sub, no.
Okay, well, they had a tour of the ship and they had a tour of the sub. So yeah, that was fun.
I like to on the eastern area of Michigan, they have cities that you can go on tours and see shipwrecks because it's like you got glass on the bottom of your boat and you can see the shipwrecks. There's so many shipwrecks around here. There's so much.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Was it
so many boats?
Was it rolling? I'm assuming you mean the ship. I'm guessing.
What?
No, well, no. I said I'm guessing he means the Queen Mary. I'm not sure if he means the ship or not. If you mean the ship, no, it's tied down.
Oh, he was rolling on the river.
Proud Mary. No, that's not the same.
Turning.
Yeah, no, it's not Proud Mary. But no,
it's rolling on the river.
Yeah.
So, like, I do vacationing stuff, but I'm not going to a destination and not doing anything, not working.
I see.
It's like a working vacation. I like to do a non-working vacation.
Yeah, that's always good. Yeah, I think the last vacation I went on was like partially working. I mean, it was like a press thing that I went to and enjoyed it as a vacation as well, I think. I mean, the last thing I'd classify as a vacation, at least that was like more than a day. You know, I mean, I've gone like day things, but not.
Yeah.
Other than conventions. Not that conventions aren't really vacations. I mean, they kind of are, but not exactly. I've been thinking of maybe going to a convention. It's been a while. I would like to go to one.
Well, it's fun. Steampunk ones are fun because you can just keep, dressing up. And it's in a hotel usually. I mean, you can be on the outside. Well, TeslaCon, I'll take an outside hotel because TeslaCon gets pretty crazy. And I kind of like a hotel where I have a pool to myself and you get breakfast because the other hotels don't get breakfast. But it is kind of nice being immersive for like 4 or 5 days, and you can just dress up, and everybody else is dressed up in Victorian stuff, and, or fantasy gear, or I mean, it's kind of gotten expanded upon since I first got into that subculture.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I don't know.
So there's all types of dress up.
Probably have them here. I've just not seen it like advertised.
Pennsylvania is a hotbed for steampunk stuff.
I said it probably has. You have to be. I mean, if you're not looking for it, you're not going to see it again because I'm not in the city. I'd have to be looking for it. But
like Steampunk Explorer, there's this newsletter called Steampunk Explorer. You can get an email, and like every week, I swear I see something in Pennsylvania like every week.
Might be. It's probably closer to Philly, though, I'm guessing. Usually, well, there could be Pittsburgh, too. But a lot of stuff is like, it always seems like when it's something I want to go to, it's like towards Philly, which is like 6 hours. So that's not near me.
Yeah, my boyfriend used to live in Philly.
Yeah, that is definitely not near me. It may be Pennsylvania, but it's not near me. But I don't know. But I don't know. I'd like to go to a convention. I wish the front people would come here. They need to come near here. But nobody ever comes to the East Coast. We're like where nobody comes. At least I feel like that.
Really? I would think that
I don't know. People do, but I just mean usually the ones I want to see, they never come near here.
I would think Nebraska and the Dakotas would be like the Dead Zone.
Yeah. I don't know. A lot of times there's like, I want to go to one because there's like a Doctor Who, like one of the doctors are going to be there, and it's usually not near here. I think the
Yeah, there's a
closest.
Doctor Who convention in California.
Yeah, well, yeah, there's more than one Doctor Who convention, but none of them are near.
But never around here.
Yeah, they're not around here. But no, but they were. David Tennant was going to be. I think it was Columbus. I was thinking of going, but I think it passed. But that was like they're not usually around. Not that they don't ever come here, but they don't very often come out this way. Like if Peter Capaldi came near here, I'd be going. I'd go. But yeah.
I should show you some pictures I have of my friend Genevieve because she loves Doctor Who and she made Doctor Who inspired outfits, like a dress that was like the TARDIS
cool.
and yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that I'd like to see. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I just would like to. I feel like I want to go to a convention. Pretend it's dog. We should. Where's that at? I know that's not near here, but I don't know where it is. I forget. I know some people who went to it, but I don't remember where it was. I know it wasn't near here. But yeah, I'd like to go to a convention. There, I was thinking of going maybe to the one and just going to the panels just for the hell of it, but it wasn't really anybody. Georgia, yeah, that's far. But it wasn't necessarily anybody I cared to see. But I thought it might be fun.
Dragon Con? It wasn't Dragon Con. No.
Yeah, Dragon Con in Georgia. But I was thinking it might be fun to go to a convention, just sit and actually watch the panels because usually I'm doing other stuff and don't end up seeing the panels. And that might be fun to do for once. Just sit and chill because I feel like I never do that. I'm always it's always other events.
Yeah, I've done like tons of stuff. Like I've done workshops, making takes, lectures, a film festival, a couple film festivals.
That's cool.
Gaming. I mean, I've just done like about everything you can do. I've vended. I just do about everything you could do at a convention. I've done it.
That's cool. My career is Doc Kaiju. I need to get Godzilla Fest. You do, yep.
Yeah.
Go there. I don't know where it's at, but go there.
Where is it?
I don't know what it is. It's Chicago. Okay. Well, there you go.
Oh, Chicago. It's pretty close to where I'm at.
That's cool.
There's a big steampunk convention there too. There's a lot of stuff in Chicago.
Yeah, there is.
Svengoolie's in Chicago, Doc. We need to find Svengoolie.
The thing is, when you go to conventions, unless you do just like watch the panels, it can get really expensive. Like to get, photos and autographs and all that stuff, they get expensive.
Yeah, I don't really. I guess the steampunk ones are a little chill because I've gotten some signed by people that worked at Disney that now do like their own books and stuff, and they're all like really nice people. You could just come up and interact with them because they're just on the floor.
No, yeah, I get that. When I've gone to conventions, they're usually like pop culture conventions with like actors and things, and generally that's the kind I've gone to.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like maybe I should just go and just watch the panels and not do anything else, and that could still be fun. Except I tend to end up sitting and taking photos the whole time because that's just who I am. I enjoy taking photos, and then I don't see enough of it because I'm like taking photos the whole time. I'm a dork, but
Yeah.
Well,
I'm doing other things, so I never think to bring my iPad because it's the only camera I really have. Because when I did workshops, and then I thought, why didn't I hand my boyfriend my iPad so he could take pictures of me doing the workshops? Because I use them a lot for promo, like if people want to shop for a website.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah. It's
regrets.
I will say though, it's heavy to take your iPad around. I did that.
Not iPad Mini. If I have a little.
Well, you have an iPad Mini. Mine's not an iPad Mini. I
have a really funky like carpetbagger purse that looks kind of steampunk that fits it perfectly. It's a little tiny bag. Yeah.
That's cool. No, I took I don't remember if I took my iPad. I think at the time it was regular iPad, not my iPad Pro, but I took to I think it was New York Comic Con. I took because I was like taking notes and doing things with it with the press. But it got really heavy after a while.
I've been to Gen Con. My boyfriend's been to PAX East.
Okay, I've been to Gen Con. I went to Gen Con decades ago. I went to it was there was a lot of Lord of the Rings there. That was why I went. Because I didn't know anything about the games they had, but yeah, I know they had. I'm just because I'm thinking because I'm looking at the Librarians picture. I know they had Electricon not that long ago. That would have been cool. But that was nowhere near me either. So,
What
but it
was
would
it?
have been fun. Electricon. It was for like Leverage and Librarians and
Oh,
that
all
kind of
right.
thing. Devlin
Yeah.
show. So yeah, shows that would have been cool. But yeah, not near me. But I do want to go back to a convention. It could be
Well,
fun.
on Twin Peaks Festival in the 90s.
You went to what?
Twin Peaks fan festivals.
Oh,
They used
Twin
to have
Peaks.
them.
Yeah,
They used to have them in the 90s by Snoqualmie Falls and where North Bend and all these places Twin Peaks was shot.
that's cool.
But I
Yeah.
don't know if they have them anymore because they were kind of, you know how things kind of fizzle out, but then COVID hits. So I don't know if they have them anymore. Maybe they do.
Maybe, I don't know. I wonder if that's the Gen Con I went to. Although I think when I went, it was a lot earlier than that, but it was also in Indianapolis. That's why I'm saying maybe it was. Who knows?
Yeah,
I
it
don't
used to
know.
be in Wisconsin, Geneva, Wisconsin, and then they moved it.
No, this one was in Indianapolis, the one I went to.
Because it used to be in Geneva, Wisconsin, and then they moved it.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
no, I just but no, I thought it was earlier than that. I don't know. There was a lot of Lord of the Rings stuff there. That was why I went, not for the gaming stuff.
Yeah.
Because I had forgotten all about that until you mentioned it. But yeah, that was true.
Yeah, I went to Origins. There's a big gaming con in Ohio called Origins.
Cool. Yeah, no, I didn't do any of the
and then a friend of mine who I met through Steampunk has a bar called D20 in Dayton, Ohio. So I went there on my way back to see her because I met her in the Steampunk scene.
Cool.
And there's a lot of crossover between all those.
Yeah, that's cool.
But you can't get cocktails on a Sunday in Ohio. You can get a beer, you can get a glass of wine, but you can't get a cocktail. And she makes great cocktails, and I couldn't get one.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I didn't realize you couldn't, but that may be the case. I don't know. I don't know who Margaret Weiss is. Sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
When I read it, I thought he said, "I got a hug from Margaret Thatcher," and I was like, "What?"
No,
I don't think my brain's going.
Yeah, I was trying to think. I don't know. I've never tried to. I don't know that I've tried to get alcohol on a Sunday. I haven't really thought about it, but I know the laws for having them in restaurants are different sometimes.
Well, the thing is, when we go to Steampunk convention, she would have a whole cocktail thing where she would make cocktails and pass them around and talk about cocktail making or do these crazy tasting cocktails where she would just do the craziest cocktail she could make, or she invite somebody up to help. And I just wanted to have one in-house, and I could not.
Oh, that's cool. That'd be fun. That sounds fun. I don't know. I like I said, I'm not a big alcohol person, but that would be fun.
It's cool that you got to meet the writer Dragonlance, Doc.
That's cool, Doc. I'm not sure what the books are, but that's cool. It sounds good. It sounds like, like a good book, but no.
Yeah, it's a series. Yeah, there's about 80 of them.
Oh, 80. I didn't even read it first. He said that 80. Wow, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of novels. I feel like for me, it was a lot when I read all 7 Harry Potter books. I'm not a huge reader. Clearly, yeah. I know you read a lot. I don't.
I never even hit any kind of Harry Potter or anything. And the only reason I watched the movies is a coworker of mine is obsessed with Harry Potter, and she wanted to watch them, so we did.
Well, I like.
So I've watched all the movies once, and that's my knowledge of the thing.
Oh wow, that's a long marathon, that's for sure. But
well, yeah, it was over several weekends. It wasn't all one night.
Oh, okay. Well, you said all at once.
Well, I would come over for a weekend and we watch one or two. Then I come back over,
Yes, I get that.
3, 4, etc.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge reader unless it's fanfic. I just don't have time a lot of times to read. If I read, it's usually something short. Dragon. Oh, that's a lot though, man. But it's D&D. That's cool. I've kind of always wanted to play D&D. I don't know anybody.
You've never played D&D?
No, but I'd like to. But I don't know somebody who does. So I haven't.
Yeah.
The closest I've gotten to D&D is when I was doing art commissions. I made quite a few D&D things. But that's but now they don't allow you to use any supposedly AI anyway. So I don't even know if you could do that now. But I made a lot of characters like that with my. I mean, it was Photoshop painted stuff too, but I mean, like the bases had some AI in it. So they don't know. I guess they don't do that now. So
Yeah, I played D&D, but what we played more with my friends than anything was Cthulhu by Gaslight, which is a Victorian Lovecraftian role-playing game.
That reminds me when you say that. I still have to play that. I bought that game when it was on sale for PlayStation, and I can't now remember what it's called, but it's a Lovecraftian game.
Yeah.
I want to play it.
I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember the name of it.
There's a couple different ones. There's a Chulu one. Am I saying that right? Cthulhu. You said it's
Cthulhu.
right?
Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. Okay.
Cthulhu. I did say Cthulhu.
There's a Cthulhu one, but
you know, put a little bit more emphasis on the flu.
I'm not sure if the Me Too was about the game. Oh, okay, the game, yeah. But it wasn't the Cthulhu one. Wasn't the one I bought. The one that I bought, I can't remember. It's about a city. I feel like I can't think what it is, but it's also Lovecraftian. But it looks really good, and I keep intending to play it.
Riley?
Sorry, what?
Riley?
No, it's
I
don't know. I don't know. I'd have to look it up.
I go through all the cities
on sale. No, I mean, I think like the game, like it had something to do with the city. I don't remember. It was.
Well, I'm just seeing all the cities from Lovecraft.
I might not even
know.
There's
Innismouth. There's Riley, which is an underwater city. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones.
Might have had something to do with underwater, but I don't know what it was called. I don't know that it was called the name of the city. I'm just saying I remember it had something to do with the city. So yeah, maybe it was. I don't know. I'll have to look. I'll have to look and tell you. I think I might have the Cthulhu game too, though. They have that, and they have the Sherlock Holmes ones. They're on sale a lot. I know I got some of them when the stuff was like really cheap, or a couple bucks. But yeah, I need to. Well, you guys know that I still haven't finished The Last of Us, so that's how my games go.
I worked my way through Dare mode and Blueprints, and then I got Cursed mode, which told me not to take it. Don't take the Cursed Effigy. Don't take it. Don't take it. I took it, and it let me play Cursed mode once, and then it took away Cursed mode, and I don't know why it took away Cursed mode. I think it was a glitch.
Probably. I hate when games glitch. That's the one thing that sucks is like when you lose like hours and hours and hours of play because there's a glitch, and then you have to start the game over if you want to play.
Well, it was only one playthrough of Cursed mode because it's based on steps, and you only get 13 steps.
I see. Because I was going to say what usually happens then if it glitches and then you can't play it unless you start over, I never do it again. Because I'm like, I know I ain't starting over.
Well, on day like 94 of the other one, I'm not going to, if it glitched and erase itself, I'll just start over. But I lose all the trophies.
I get too frustrated at things. So it's like if something like that happens, I generally never go back to it. But I still got to finish Last of Us. So I just don't have time anymore to play the games. I want to, but I just haven't had time. I got a Switch at one point.
Yeah.
And I played it like when I got it, and it's still sitting in my drawer. Like I never play it. I haven't had time.
No, I play Switch all the time because I got one of those exercise bands, so I do workouts.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know they had that.
Yeah, they have a whole fit game where you have adventures and you run down things and you tag monsters and.
Oh, that sounds like fun. That I'd like to do. That sounds like a lot of fun. But no, I got it and then I just don't have time to play it, so it sits there. That's why I'm not good with buying games, and I shouldn't buy games because I don't play them. They're kind of a waste of money. But I always intend.
My boyfriend games, so he games at least a couple hours a day. So at the least.
I get, wow, that's a lot. Yeah, I get that. And I enjoy gaming. I just usually don't have a lot of time. Like usually when I do it, like I'll get into a kick and like do it a bunch and spend way too much time doing it. And then I don't do it again for a while. But I do.
Well, usually does a couple hours because I come home from work sometimes later than he does. And then, when he's winding down, I'll play like an hour or something.
That's cool. Get back into it.
Yeah,
I have so many things of TV shows that I want to catch up on too that I haven't done. So
I just want to do stuff on my own. I have Penny Dreadful I wanted to kind of go through, but nobody will probably want to watch that with me. I have Duckman the whole series I want to get through.
I don't know about Duckman. Penny Dreadful maybe. Duckman, I don't know that I'd like that.
And also DuckTales. I bought 3 DuckTales DVDs.
The only know I know about DuckTales is that David Tennant did one of the voices. That's all I know about.
Yeah. And just random stuff. Well, I want to finish Dark. I got 2 seasons of that. I'm just
I
thinking of
keep
stuff.
saying
I bought Region Zero of Raised by Wolves, and I wanted to watch the whole thing because I only watched bits and pieces of the second season.
we should yeah, maybe we should do Dark. I'd still want to see the end of Dark.
Yeah.
I did press for Raised by Wolves. They had a premiere thing the one time. I don't know if it was season 2 or season 1. They had like a virtual premiere I did too. That was kind of cool. And I got a press kit and when they did it, and it had like I want to say like astronaut type food. I don't know what else to call it, like stuff that was like wouldn't like was to keep for a long time. I'm trying to think what was in it. Like it had like, I feel like it had a freeze dried, so I don't remember. It was a long time ago, and there was some kind of really nasty chips in it. That's what I remember. But it also had a little like a statue of the woman, like when she had her arms up. Like
Mother.
Yeah, because it reminds me of like an award. It's like this little statue of her. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It reminds me of an award. It was like a fake gold thing. That was cool though. Yeah, that was a good show. I like that.
I mean, I like to catch up to watch the last 2 episodes of the studio. I like to watch Poker Face, the new season of it. I haven't touched it.
I never finished season 1. I need to.
I like to watch Nautilus and see if it's on AMC or on AMC
Plus.
I
haven't started Nautilus yet. I keep meaning to. Again, I haven't had time. I need to do that.
I have to go check and see
if I can. I'll watch it and cover with you if you want, but otherwise I probably won't get to see it. I probably won't take time. I have so many other things to watch that I want to watch and don't have
Well,
time.
it'd be more motivating for me if I could watch it on my television on closed captioning.
And you can't. Why? Oh, because it's not. You don't have AMC. Is that why?
I don't know if it's on AMC or not. I don't think I put a record on for it, so I'm gonna go check.
It's on AMC Plus. I don't think it's on AMC. I think it's on AMC.
They keep saying it's on AMC. Like when I read it today, it was on AMC, and I'm gonna check.
Oh, I thought it was AMC Plus.
Because I could be mistaken, and I want to record it if I'm not.
How did you didn't like Dark? Dark was awesome. I like Dark, and I didn't even expect to like Dark because usually when it's dubbed over, it drives me nuts, and it did. But I liked it so much, I kept watching it. I just never finished to watch the last episode, so I got to redo the whole last season because I won't remember half of it.
Yeah.
But that was a really good show. I don't know. I just feel like there's always so many things I want to watch that I haven't, or that I started watching and didn't get to finish that I intend to and just don't have time to watch.
I have other Region Zeros. I have the Cabinet of Curiosity that Guillermo del Toro did. I gotta get through that. I have the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina that I gotta get through the last part of it because I never saw it. I have that Dark Crystal Age of Innocence that I always wanted to see but didn't.
That's the new one, right? I've seen that.
Yeah. The Midnight Club, because I'm a Mike Flanagan fan. I have that. I haven't opened it yet.
I've seen most of that. I remember I seen the Dark Crystal because I talked to Jason when we did that.
I like Future Man. I want to watch all the seasons of Future Man.
I don't know. I think in the end, the time travel from what I remember, it worked and made sense. But I think you had to watch more of it, I think, for it to make sense. But I don't remember, to be honest, but whether it did or not. But I know I really liked it. But yeah, that's why I think part of why I'm bad with binging. I tend to binge because if I see something I like, I watch it, and that's how I end up finishing it because I watch it all at once, or I don't have the time to do it. That's why doing these watch parties has actually forced me to rewatch things. So it's kind of a nice thing, and I like that because it's forced me to sit down. But yeah, I watched Dark Crystal series. I watched it because I interviewed Jason back then. It was one of the many times I've interviewed Jason. I've talked to him so many times at this point. And now I can't get him. I've tried, trust me. But after White Lotus now, I don't know that he's kind of more busy, so I don't know that I'm but he's cool. He's really he's fun to talk to. He's a great interview. Blue-Eyed Samurai. I watched that. I actually covered that. I thought that was supposed to come back though, and it never did. But yeah, I actually like that.
For Future Man. Yeah.
But Blue-Eyed Samurai
was sunglasses at night.
Didn't expect to like it, but I did.
Tiger from Future Man. I'm a big Elisa Coupe fan. I'll watch her in anything.
Is Future Man what I'm thinking it is? It's like a series and it's fairly recent, or is that something else?
It's about a guy who plays video games and then gets recruited in the future by like people fighting for a rebellion because they need a leader.
Oh, okay.
And it's funny, but it's funny. I mean, I'm not pitching it as being funny.
But it's like fairly recent, right?
Yeah, it's relatively recent.
Okay, then it is what I thought it was. You know what I didn't know was getting another season that I still haven't watched? Upload. I didn't know that was still on. And I saw season 4 is coming out.
Yeah, season 4. Jeez, I've only watched a few episodes of season 1.
Yeah, same. They sent season 4. And I'm like, I didn't see that. I didn't know it was that far.
Yeah,
I saw Shogun's another one of the ones that I never had time to finish, and I started watching it and I enjoyed it and just never finished it.
Mm.
I did enjoy it though, what I saw though. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like there's so much TV, and the problem is that I have to watch a lot of TV whether I like it or not. Like there's a lot of things I have to watch to do the interviews, so I don't always get time to watch things I like. That's why it is really awesome when I cover things I like, because then I watch them and I get to watch them, and yeah, I get to enjoy it.
But technically, you like them all.
Well, technically, yes. I
love everything you guys are doing.
No, most of the stuff I cover, I do end up usually liking. Actually, there's some I haven't, but most of the time I like this stuff. But sometimes you get ones that are like, they're your favorites and stuff. Like I loved getting the Librarians, for instance. We're supposed to be talking about that, and we aren't. Like I really, obviously, like that, regardless of whether I covered it or not. I like it.
Yeah.
And like when I got Doctor Who, I mean that was awesome. But I don't know about. Is that the British one? I've been wanting to see that. If you mean the British one, the Apple one's coming back though, but I haven't seen the Apple one. I seem to like British shows. There's a lot of British shows I've been wanting to watch. I haven't had time either.
Yeah, I gotta catch up with Year of the Rabbit. It has Matt Berry in it. It's a Victorian like crime drama thing.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it. I don't know. But yeah. I don't know. But I don't know. Next on my list, I think is seeing more Sandman. I think that's going to be next on my list. But well, I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's any other shows to talk about, because we are really getting off topic and we've been going for almost 3 hours now. I always say I'm not going to do this, and it's like it's almost 2:00. You did it again. At least I don't got to get up early though. That's something.
Yeah.
That is a big something. But Tulsa King. I watched part of Tulsa. Oh, I enjoyed Tulsa King, and I actually talked to Sylvester Stallone, so I really enjoyed Tulsa King for that reason. Actually, I've talked to him a couple times, but that was an interview I never expected to get. I mean, that's the kind like you don't even ask for usually, because like there's no way you're gonna get it, and I did. So that was, I mean, it was roundtable, but that
Doc, you could totally come on our like Institute on Sunday and be on a panel if you want.
Oh yeah, you can totally come on Institute.
So you can be on this panel.
Yeah, feel free. I didn't know. Yeah, I know AJ's read the book. I do not.
I've never even heard of it until like.
No, I hadn't either. But I'm not. Again, as I always say, I'm not really a horror person. I like sci-fi horror, but like I'm not a person who's gonna read a horror book. But yes, it was very cool some way. I'm glad I got a video of that. If it wasn't for doing Zoom interviews, I never would have. Now do them all on Zoom. I don't know. It's been kind of slow lately, though. There hasn't been a whole lot of stuff. There's been a lot of documentaries that I haven't bothered to cover because I don't cover a lot of documentaries. Like I didn't cover Shark Week. I'm not a documentary person.
I like documentaries. I've done a couple documentaries.
Yeah, that's cool. No,
my only directing credits are documentaries. Everybody.
Well, but if you're directing,
they're not very long ones. They're for friends, for their movies. effect things. You know those little effect clips and everything they put on DVDs? Did a bunch of those.
Oh, that's cool. No, that's cool. If
Yeah.
you're the one that did it, that's cool. I'm the one who covers almost everything, so I just don't do, because I don't like really watching documentaries for the most part. Unless it's like, I do like behind the scenes stuff, like you're talking about effects and stuff. Like I like when they have like behind the scenes stuff, but like actual full documentaries, I don't watch very often.
They don't really have those on like series DVDs anymore. They don't have a lot of extras.
A lot of them are print on demand. That's the problem.
Yeah. I mean, unless it's like HBO or someplace that has those little featurettes. Sometimes Showtime has them too. Like after the episode, they'll have those on there.
Yeah, those are cool. Yeah,
I have noticed like Yellow Jackets had a lot of extras in their first season, and then their second season was kind of bare, except for those little, featurettes.
They were on Showtime? I'll have to check that. I didn't know they had them.
Yeah.
I hadn't
like the show Legion. The show Legion had a great first season DVD that was like had all these extras, and then the second season had like nothing.
Oh, that's cool. I like Legion.
Oh, love Legion.
It was cool.
I wish like every Comic-Con that Dan Stevens at, he's like, Legion could go back into the like Marvel universe, and I'm like, yes, please show up in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, Legion was a lot of fun. I remember that. I did like that. Dan Stevens was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a cool
I didn't know he was a beast in a live action Beauty and the Beast for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the chameleon of an actor.
Yeah. Yeah, he was also in Downton Abbey.
Because he crashed into that tree.
Yeah, that was
on the Christmas special.
Yes, but that was the first thing I saw him in, I think, was Downton Abbey.
Yeah. I just heard to my boyfriend because me and my boyfriend watched Legion. I was like, yeah, imagine him in Downton Abbey, and his wife, he just knows his wife's going to have a baby, and he's all excited, and then he just hits a tree, but it's off camera, and then he's just gone.
Yeah, that was shit. That was annoying. That was really upsetting. But I haven't seen Babylon 5. My dad loves that. I have not seen it. Maybe Legion could get rid of Captain Marvel.
Maybe Legion could get rid of a whole lot.
Yes, maybe. I want another Doctor Strange movie. If we're talking about Marvel. Doctor Strange.
Yeah, those are fun to watch in 3D. You go to the theater and watch a Doctor Strange movie in 3D.
Yeah, those were awesome 3Ds ones. Yes, I did see both of those in 3D.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Doctor Strange is one of the few Marvel movies I own. I own both the Doctor Strange.
Oh, yeah.
That's what, I always say it's funny because like I'm now like a huge Sherlock fan and I really like Benedict Cumberbatch, but like I saw him first in Doctor Strange. People kept telling me to watch Sherlock and I never watched it. Mm-hmm. And then I really like I wasn't even that into Marvel movies. I don't know, like it wasn't really my thing. And then I watched Doctor Strange and it was like so different. I really liked it and I liked it a lot, I think, because of him. And I went and watched Sherlock, and we should do a Sherlock watch party. That sounds good. I did not watch it. I haven't seen that. Sorry, we're getting off topic again.
Oh, Doom Patrol, yeah. I haven't seen it, but I know of it. I know the comics.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen all the series, even all the newer ones. Which, speaking of, I need to catch up on Ironheart before Tuesday. I want
to watch the second season of Peacemaker.
I haven't seen Peacemaker either.
Like nobody will do Peacemaker with me.
Was Peacemaker Marvel or is that DC?
That's DC. We're just talking comic films.
No, I just wondered because I didn't think it was Marvel. That's why I asked him. Like,
DC. That's not Marvel. Well, Sandman's DC too.
Yeah, I don't tend to watch a lot of DC. I used to be a big Superman fan, like when Lois and Clark was on, but then after that, I kind of got away from it and never really.
They had all those Batman series too. They had like Gotham and then Pennyworth and all those that were kind of interesting.
I'm not a huge Batman fan. I tend to not really honestly be a huge DC fan anymore. Sandman, yes. But like the regular superhero movies, I like Marvel. I don't really like DC usually that much. Like I tried to watch like Aquaman and stuff because I know a lot of people liked it. I didn't really like it. It didn't do it for me. So yeah, I didn't. I like Marvel. and I still have not seen Thunderbolts. I'm mad because it went out of the theater by the time I went to go see it. I would have went to see it if it was still there, but it wasn't. So I'm waiting for.
Yeah, movies just go out of theater so fast nowadays.
They do, but they're so expensive to go. And like, I was gonna go see it, and if it had been out for my birthday, I definitely would have seen it. But that was long gone by then. So
I wonder that Wes Anderson film is in theaters, the new one, The Phoenician Scheme. I like watching his movies in theaters.
Oh, I've not heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's out or not. I mean, I know that Ari Aster has a new film out. I like to see that because I'm a pretty big Ari Aster fan.
I don't know. I want to see the new Jurassic Park. That's the one thing I want to see.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I don't know. I like Jurassic Park. It's good.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it's like a deep movie or anything, but I still like Jurassic Park.
It's like I have Jeff Goldblum saying we should have done this like someplace in the film.
Probably. I don't
With
even
a couple
know if
buttons I'm done.
I was gonna say I don't think he's in this one. I don't know. Oh, starting to having sat too long. I think
we should probably finish this thing.
I know. I was gonna say I think maybe at 2 we ought to start wrapping it up and end at 2 because we've been going 3 hours for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, why have we gone 3 hours? I'm not even sure.
Because I was told we talked for 3 hours and I didn't really think we did, but now we did.
No, we did.
It was like
I'm just
foreshadowing.
I just feel like for the last hour we've kind of talked about nothing. I kind of feel like
we've talked about our dreams, Jamie, and the stuff we want to watch.
No, I know.
Or watching dreams.
We're watching dreams. No, we've just been kind of talking about random stuff for an hour, I think.
Yeah, but people love that. They love it.
No, they do. This is why I don't get sleep though, because I do this.
Yeah.
I love you. I love all you guys. I love doing this. I enjoy it. It's fun. It's addicting. But I do it, and I'm like, shit. It's 2 o'clock. This is why I'm not getting sleep.
Yep. Yep.
This is what happens.
You gotta start doing that at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, you're right. I do, but I usually have interviews and can't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't think we'd be on this long. But to be honest, I'm about out of things to say anyway.
Yeah.
But I will remind people, if you missed our interview with Romy Weltman for Revival, you can still find that on our live tab, as well as all of our other live streams that we do. You can go back and watch them. And tomorrow we have Revival at 11. Of course, the watch party at 9:30. And all these times are Eastern. And then Saturday night, when the episode drops, we're going to have an Institute watch party in Discord. And then at 11, Scarlet and me and Lori are going to be talking about the Institute and doing a deep dive. And then Monday, we have the review for that at 10. And then, of course, our Tuesday show. Or no, next is after that's Murderbot. I'm sorry.
Murderbot, the finale of Murderbot.
The finale of Murderbot is at midnight. Mm-hmm. And then we have our Tuesday show at 10, followed by another Librarians on Thursday. Mm-hmm. So yeah, quite a lot. I went from doing like 2 shows a week to doing like every day but 2 days. So kind of started doing a lot of these. I need to next time maybe not do quite so many, but I am enjoying them. But this is why I need a sort of a break, maybe. But I'm excited to talk about the Institute. So I hope to see you guys there. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I know I can see in the analytics that a lot of people that watch these lives are not subscribed. So please need the
travesty.
And appreciate it. Yes, that's always a good part about these. But yes, join watch parties. But yeah, obviously we have a Revival watch party tomorrow at 9:30, but then we have Institute when it drops. So everybody please come to the watch parties. It will be fun. And I think you guys will like the Institute. And I'm excited to talk about it. So yeah, that's Saturday night. But before then, I will see you guys tomorrow for Revival. And yeah. And also, please check out all of our videos on the video tab, all of our interviews. Like I said, I put up the Jessica Green interview. I put up the one for Ballard. So you guys can check them out. And then, yeah, watch our Revival show tomorrow and then go watch From Academy after that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you. I'm glad you like the community. I just wish people would post in my Discord. Nobody will write in my Discord. I keep trying
We
to
need
get
to
people.
start posting in the Discord. I don't know what to post in the Discord because I
I
don't really
don't
post
either,
in
and
the Discord.
I've tried to, start up conversations, but nobody picks up on them, so I end up not doing it. Good morning, guys. It is morning. It's 2:00 in the morning.
More night.
But I do like the community that I've built. We have not, we do not talk a lot on Discord, and I would like to talk more. And of course, you can also follow me on X at SciFi Vision. Everything's at SciFi Vision.
But follow the Discord. But go to the Discord.
Yes, you can get scheduled there too. But yeah,
You can get watch parties in the Discord. Things happen in the Discord. It's fun, really.
It is. It's very fun. But all my social medias are at SciFi Vision, except for Facebook, which is at scifivision.com, which is a long story. And I realized that the other day that animated banner says Twitter is that too, and it's not. It's at SciFi Vision. I got to change it. Yes, we chat as we watch them, and we watch them together when the episode drops.
Do you have the link for the Discord?
I pinned it. I thought, isn't it still up?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I can't see in the
yes, it's pinned. It's pinned. It's still up. But yes, we have a watch party. We chat as we watch the episodes, and we try to do the watch parties before we do the live streams, so that way you guys can get to see the episode if you haven't before we do the live stream, so you know what we're talking about. But yeah, so we do that for most of the shows. The only one we really didn't do it for was Sandman because it was too many and we didn't have the time, but we usually do it. So yeah, we need to start doing some other watch parties, but they're fun.
I wish I would have dropped those episodes week by week.
Yes, I do too.
Because there's so much texture and so much of a world that I'd like to do a little bit more deep diving into it instead of just being like, "This here's what happened."
No, I agree.
Into the mythology and the different figures in it and everything.
I agree. I mean, I'd totally be willing to do that. The thing is, it's hard to find times, at this point that we both can do that.
Yeah.
Do you do that each time? Or is it... Oh, no, I made it's at discord.scifivision.com. If you click on that, it'll forward you to the right place. I made that.
I got confused on Discord the first time I jumped on because of Jeremy Eisenfire, and I was very confused.
Yeah, I'm still confused at half a Discord.
But I mean, a local group of mine that does events also has a Discord, and I jumped on their Discord, and then because of COVID and everything, everybody jumped kind of on Discord, but then nobody posted on there, and now they're starting to post again. But I'm like, why am I here?
Yeah, I don't know. I like Discord. I'm just still learning, but
yeah.
But anyway, to answer your question some way, I'm guessing you're asking about the link. The link. That's why I use my scifivision.com link so that you can just go there and it'll forward you to the right place. That's not the actual address. It's just an address.
Yeah, because if they generate them, they're not very long.
Right. So I generated one of the permanent links, and then I linked it to my website to make it nice and easy, so I don't have to keep looking up the address. So it's just discord.scifivision.com. Easiest way to remember it. Hi, just me. Welcome. You're catching the tail end. Hello.
Hello.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't even understand. I didn't know that an announcement was not the same thing as using @everyone in Discord, because I'm worried I'm annoying people with my @everyone's. I do that in the announcement channel. I've been trying to only do it when we have live streams and watch parties and not annoy people too much, because I'm wondering if that's why I have
every once in a while when we were doing Yellow Jackets, I copied yours and I forgot to take out the everyone, and I got a little schooled by some of the Yellow Jackets Discords.
Oh, I did that once before too. I think it was in Julie's. I did it accidentally. I pasted the whole thing. I'm like, nope, whoops, sorry, that wasn't on purpose.
Well, I was trying really quick because I forgot, and it was coming up.
Right.
I just wanted the people to know.
It's like a chat service kind of some way, but you can stream videos and stuff in it, and you can, you can do this in it if you want. You can have live streams and all kinds of stuff, but it's a chat and it's kind of like a forum, docs, right? It's a permanent thing. It's just there's groups in it, and people have different Discords.
You remember the old-timey bulletin boards and stuff? It's kind of like that.
Kind of, but people chat in it live. I mean,
but there's audio and video as well.
Yeah,
and you can be anonymous, because I like that.
Yeah, you can. No, it's not through
Unlike
YouTube.
Facebook. But I can't use my real name on Facebook anyway because Facebook won't let me.
Oh, okay.
I could probably use this name and they'd be like, oh yeah, Scarlet and Marcos, that's legit.
Yeah. Who
Facebook,
knows?
bane of my existence. Well, actually, eBay's the bane of my existence. They won't let me sell on there anymore because they think my bank information isn't right. And I'm like, I sold on here for 20 years.
Well, Facebook is Facebook.
So dumb.
Yeah, I don't love Facebook, I'll be honest. So
Yeah.
but yeah, it's its own website, own app. I just put, like I said, I put it the link that I use because it makes it easier. I can repost it, but it'll take you there. You have to put in your email, and you do have to sign up to Discord in order to chat there.
Some way, are you doing it through your television? How are you watching YouTube? I mean, I know YouTube's in television.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so you have to be doing some tech, we assume, if you're watching YouTube.
No,
But
don't shoot the rabbit, Doc.
don't shoot rabbits. He's hunting rabbit.
What place has this become?
Yes.
Yeah,
me too.
You're like a shotgun.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a water pistol. I don't think there are emojis for guns.
Oh, a water pistol. That's what you mean.
There used to be a gun.
You don't have guns? Yeah, I could understand why they take those away.
Yeah, I do too. Well, yeah, it's just you can go through the website. It'll probably download an app for you, but you can. I don't know if you can you do it on the website? Before you could visit it directly on the website, but I think it forces you to download the program now. It might.
They still make IMAX?
I think it made me. They still make. What'd you say? They make IMAX.
They still make IMAX?
IMAX. Yeah, they still make IMAX.
Wow. Okay.
They still make. Well, I don't know if it's called. I haven't heard. I don't think it's called an. I mean, I haven't seen it called an iMac in a while, but they still make Macs. I don't know. I have a PC. I do not have a Mac except for my iPad.
I have an iPad and a really, really old man Macintosh that I just keep. I mean, old man Apple that I just keep. It just keeps on chugging along.
I have never had an Apple computer, so I don't know. Mine have always been PC.
Well, we're having a conversation about it, but I think for like doing a lot of stuff, Apple is better. I mean, if you're going to do just tons of graphics and these graphic cards and all this stuff, maybe Apple isn't. But I think for the average person, an Apple computer is a good investment. And last year, like this thing's lasted me like 10, 12 years.
Yeah, I think you might be right if you're, like you said, for like the average user. I always hated Macs growing up because we were forced to use them in school. That's why I always wanted a PC. But I now.
Rebel. So they use PCs in school. You want an Apple?
No, I don't know. I just always hated the ones in school. But I can't use them. I mean, I can't have a Mac. Mine's a PC because I have a custom built. Like you said, if you need certain things, like you can't get the kind of video card I have on a Mac, and I need to be able to choose my pieces. So yeah, I have a PC.
I mean, if you're saying like an iPad Mini, that's what I'm on. In some way.
Well, no,
I'm rocking it.
They have Macs. They're just called Mac. Well, usually they're Mac. Well, no, I think the ones that aren't the MacBooks. I was going to say MacBooks, but they're. A human host is from Massachusetts.
Yeah, I know. You remove your head at night and put it on your nightstand. To recharge, I'm assuming.
How do you make places Mac? I don't know. I had wanted a MacBook, but I never ended up getting it. But for most of the stuff now, I don't know if I would use it. Like it was a while ago. I don't really use my laptop because my laptop doesn't work great. It has too many issues. It had issues since I got it. Sent it in to get it fixed. They didn't really fix it, so I don't
That's
really
weird.
use my laptop.
Because every Apple product with me I've had forever. I literally have it until I can't just get an operating system for it anymore. Well, I've never had any problems with it.
PC laptop. That's probably why. That's what I said. I've never had a Mac, so
yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said you had problems with Apple.
No. I had problems with my laptop. Sorry if I said Apple. I didn't mean Apple.
I thought you meant you had an Apple laptop. Because I've seen people buy computers and then they're like, well, it's cheaper than a Mac PowerBook or whatever, and I'm like, but you're investing in 10 years. You'll have that thing for 10 years at least if you take care of it. You know, and that's how I see it. I paid $127 for this thing. I had it for 10 years.
Yeah,
it's probably 12 years old.
I think they do last, but no, I've never had a Mac.
Are you in Texas some way, huh?
Sorry, some way.
Yeah, that's horrible. Oh,
It
flooding.
is. Yeah. Well, that's cool, Doc.
Oh, you might be Julie on Saturday. Are you gonna fix her treadmill?
It needs taking care of, apparently.
Yeah, it broke, but I thought that Julie said that Doc was gonna try to fix it.
Yeah, I had heard that.
They don't live very far away from each other.
I see.
In Rhode Island.
I see. All right, guys. Well, we have now passed 3 hours, a little bit past it.
And I'm on like 3% on my iPad. So
and I'm definitely running out of steam. So thanks, guys. Again, please come to our revival show tomorrow at 11, or our watch party at 9:30, and we'll see you then. And Scarlet and I we'll see you Sunday. Yeah. So
yeah,
join us, please. Sorry, guys. I'm like, that's why I said I'm like running down. I'm like, I'm running out of energy. But it's been fun. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Please like and subscribe and drop comments for the video outside the chat. It helps. Wait, you're still here and you're confused. You're confused with what? With the schedule or with Discord? I'm not sure what you're confused with. So
life? Are you confused by life?
Yeah, I would too. The problem a lot of times is me getting in early enough to do the watch party. Like sometimes I could, but I wouldn't know till like right before. And then I'd be like writing everybody, hey, we're doing the watch party a half an hour earlier than I thought. And then everybody'd be like, what? So that's why I've made them 9:30, just because I usually can't always get in before then. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe some of them will try to do a little earlier. It's just really hard for me right now in the summer. Maybe in the winter, but in the summer it's harder to get in here that early. In general, you're confused. I'm sorry, some way. But if you do join Discord, we can try to help you out with the Discord issues at least, and any of those kind of things. I'm obviously SciFi Vision on them, so that's easy.
If you have problems, just leave a comment here, and we'll try to answer you if you have any specific problems.
Yeah, we can try to help you out. I feel like I've already. Yeah, I don't know. The truth is, I wanted to do like when we did watch parties to do like chatting after, but everybody always like left right away online. Because like when we did Last of Us, like I wanted to keep talking and nobody really wanted to talk. Everybody dropped off as soon as the watch party was done. So
admittedly, Last of Us is kind of depressing.
Well, true. But at least if you come to our watch party for the Institute on Saturday night, there's no live stream after, so we can talk. So come Saturday night. I can't help it's not till midnight though. I can't make it be on earlier. But yeah, we could talk then. That would be cool. But yeah. But otherwise, sorry, I know it's not. Oh, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Don't know. All right, guys. Have a good night, and we will hopefully see you tomorrow. Night, guys. Bye-bye.
I was gone, but I'll come back again.
I don't know if we're streaming at the same time. Sometimes. I don't know. It's kind of hard not to. She streams a lot, but sometimes. But yeah, our one tomorrow is at 11. All right. Good night, guys. Thanks for coming.